perfectly a good guy. He listens to the Radio from Hell show. If you've got some skis that you want waxed, if you got a bicycle, go to Skyline Cycle. How's that?
All right, there we go.
There you go.
Thank you very much, Bill.
You're welcome.
Right.
See you.
We'll be sending you a bill.
Right,
Yeah, that's only going to cost you $50.
Yeah, that's all.
See you later.
All right, and that was affordable.
Yeah.
Let's go to Adam. Hello, Adam.
What's up, Adam?
Thanks for letting me listen.
Thank
you.
So, my wife suddenly passed away like 2 years ago.
I'm sorry.
And, it's okay. But, my girlfriend now, her and I have known each other for like 15 years, and she helped me a lot after my wife died.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, now she's all upset saying that after we pass away, I'm going to go running back to my wife, and then she's not going to have anybody. She's just going to be all alone. And, everyone's got their own beliefs or whatever, but I just don't know what to make of that.
How can you run back to your wife? She's dead.
Well, no, he said he's talking about in the afterlife.
Oh, in the afterlife.
Who are you going to be with in the afterlife?
Now, first of all, Adam, do you believe in the afterlife?
Honestly, there's so many beliefs, I don't know what to go with.
Okay.
So
I would tell your girlfriend that I believe, because I have had to deal with this in my own life.
You have.
I believe that it will all make sense in the afterlife. We can't understand how. Well, you loved 2 people or 3 people or what? How
you can love many people?
How is this going to work out?
Mm-hmm.
I believe that it will make sense when you're there.
Sure. Or you could, as I believe, and I think maybe Carrie believes, when you're dead, you're dead. There ain't no going back to anybody.
See, I was excited to take this call because I thought we could help him with some real world problems. Yeah. But then he started invoking this stuff, and I had to step out because
it's a real world problem for Adam because his girlfriend, who he apparently loves and adores, she has a problem with it.
I can't talk to people who have these kind of beliefs because we don't have a common ground to speak on.
But I can.
Yes, you can.
And I would just tell her that I think it all will make sense there because it's possible to love
Gina, she's going to be possessive about it, though. No, I don't want that.
I can say this. My father had the exact same situation after my mother died, and then he remarried. And that woman that he married was constantly jealous of this dead woman.
A ghost. Yeah. You're
and
jealous
it
of a
made
ghost.
my father miserable for years.
So maybe consider that, Adam.
So
maybe
if she's not...
a new girlfriend, maybe.
Well, no, if she's not able to get past this...
Then get a new girlfriend.
Yeah.
So don't say no. I think maybe, Adam, why don't you just do that? Why don't you just get a new girlfriend?
Thank you.
All right. Well,
sorry, I'm sure we were no help at all.
We were no help at all. Sorry,
luck.
Adam.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Let's go to Devin.
Hello. Yeah. What?
Hi, Devin.
What's up?
Hey, guys. Thanks for letting me listen.
Yeah, where are you?
I'm in Ogden. Maybe I need to get over to Skyline Cycle. I don't know.
Yeah. And why don't you drop in and see Ryan about his girlfriend?
Yeah, talk to him.
Yeah. Anyway, what's up?
Hey, so I just haven't been listening as much in the last couple of years due to work.
Hang up on him.
He's here now. He's here now.
Okay.
No, I still listen, but I'm here now. I used to call Hello, Yeah, What all the time and bother you guys constantly, and it's just been a long time. So this is just me calling to bother you.
Oh.
Because I have to pay my dues.
Well, it's working so far.
There we go.
I'm bothered.
Hello, what?
Love the show still and just wish I could listen more. And my son has started listening the last few years, and so it's fun to say, oh, you heard that part of the show today? Okay, yeah, and then we'll talk. And
cool.
It's I just appreciate that you guys are still there.
Nice. Thank you, Devin.
We're happy to still be here.
Yes.
And we will continue as long as we can.
All right.
Thanks, Devin.
Thanks, Dev. Bye-bye. Let's go to Nicole.
Hello, yeah, what?
Hi, Nicole.
Hi.
Hi.
What's up?
So I am trying to promote a fundraiser that me and some other people are working on. It's in Ogden.
We've got a lot of Ogden today.
Yeah, it's like...
Yeah. We're doing it for some homeless people that go to an elementary school and their families.
Oh, nice.
And we're trying to get new clothing for them.
Okay.
How do people help?
All they have to do is just get some new clothing and take it to 2955 Harrison. It is the United Way building.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Or they can drop it off at Odyssey Elementary, which is, the address is 375 East Biddard Street.
And what size clothes are we looking for? How old are these kids?
Yeah, what are we looking at?
So it's ages 4 to 59.
4
and
to
there
59.
are 29 people.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
it's 29 people, and they're all at this. Are they living at this school?
No, I believe it's Lantern House.
Oh, the
They're
Lantern House, yeah.
living at.
All right.
Okay. All right. Once again, just quickly give those addresses, and you need clothing for new clothing for people ages 4 to 59. And what are the addresses?
2955 Harrison Boulevard, and also 375 East Goodard Street
Okay.
All right, there we go.
Thank
in
you.
Ogden.
Okay, Nicole.
Thank you, Nicole.
See you later.
We'll see you.
Yep. Thank you.
We're big in Ogden today. For
I
some
guess.
reason.
Boy, I don't know what's going on.
Hello, yeah, what?
It's the United Way building and the Odyssey School.
Crash eastbound I-80 just after the on-ramp from Lake Point. This is in Tooele County. The right shoulder's blocked. Right lane may be partially blocked, and traffic is backing up in the area. We've got big slowdown, I-215 northbound 45th South in Mill Creek. Traffic backing up through Knudson's Corner. At least that's what I'm seeing on the UDOT website. And that's the only major accident I'm seeing. If you're seeing something, you can text us 33986, and I'll pass it along to friends of the program. If you're in the market for a new Toyota, your search begins at toyota.com. Whether you're interested in a car, truck, SUV, hybrid, or minivan, a comprehensive listing of Utah Toyota dealerships is available at toyota.com.
Here are the boner candidates you're going to be voting for in just a few moments. Boner candidate number 1 will be, these white pants will teach her a lesson. Number 2, she needs to drink something to grow her brain. And number 3, by their license plate shall ye know them.
There you go, Boner of the Day, Big Boy News, all coming up. Stand by for all of that. RenaissanceRanch.com.
If you or someone you know and love is struggling with addiction, you know how awful it can be. Drugs and alcohol are they just ruin people, and they ruin families. And we all know somebody who has a serious problem. The hardest part is reaching out for help, but help is there. It's the Renaissance Ranch Addiction Treatment Center. It's it's just a premier drug alcohol treatment facility with hundreds of 5-star reviews if you look them up. The program is designed for male patients specifically. They offer residential and outpatient services depending on what you need. Staffed by recovering addicts themselves. They know what the problems are. They know, and they have great empathy for your situation. It's an amazing local family-owned program. Renaissance Ranch knows that battling addiction is a hard thing. They do accept most private insurance. If you want a free consultation, go to RenaissanceRanch.com. So, speaking of TV, I was feeling really down yesterday, and most of this week I felt just kind of down and out of it, and I thought I need some comfort from a TV show. Mm-hmm. And I thought, oh, damn, that Joe Pera show. Joe Pera Talks with You. Mm-hmm. The first season of that was soothing. It was so gentle and so nice. I thought, I wonder, and lo and behold, I didn't know, but there's now a second season of it available. Mm-hmm. So I sat down and I watched a couple of episodes. I cannot recommend this show highly enough. It's I think each episode is 15 minutes long, something like that. The first one, Joe Pera talks with you about beans, and he builds a bean arch.
A bean arch?
So So it's this, and he goes through it and how he does it, and he built this big wire frame that's an archway, and then he's planting beans at the bottom so that they'll climb up all over the archway.
A beanstalk. He's working on a beanstalk.
Gene, it's a bean arch. Specifically, Joe Pera, it's a bean arch. And he said, I don't know how tall I'll make it. Maybe I'll make it tall, just so the beans are dangling down and you can just barely reach them. It's just so comforting. And
you
so
feel better
sweet.
now after
I do.
watching? Okay.
It is so sweet. And I watched 2 of them. And I thought, no, I'm not going to watch any more because I want to watch them. My wife was not around last night. She was off doing roller derby. And so I thought, I'm going to rewatch them. I can't recommend it highly enough. It's on Cartoon. Is this it?
Adult Swim is where I watch it.
Yeah, Adult Swim.
over there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hello.
Hey, Joe. Please don't come over here.
Okay.
I'd invite you to join us, Joe. But as you know, each breakfast crew has a delicate balance. Each individual brings something unique to the table, and that makes for great conversation.
I understand.
Let me introduce you around to the boys. There's Jack, our political junkie.
Joe, did you know that 93% of Americans don't approve of murder?
Then there's Jeff, our sports guy.
I missed my son's graduation to watch the U.S. Open on TV.
Tim Rick, he's our Joe Pesci type ball buster.
So, Joe, how old are you? Your face tells me you're 10, but your bald spot tells me you're 63. So what is
it? It's just that was from the first season, The Breakfast. Mm-hmm. Joe Pera talks to you about breakfast.
Where is this?
Adult Swim.
Adult Swim. Cartoon
And I just find it. I just find it on demand, and it's great. It is a great show. Such a sweet, gentle, wonderful guy, Joe Pera.
It's a shame that we couldn't find a place for them before now, but I have learned that people mostly want to watch shows about people, so I tried to respect that. Someday, though, I'll make a program with only trees. Maybe even start my own network. Tree TV. No people, just trees.
That's Joe.
Maybe every now and then we'd show an NBA game, but that's it.
That's it.
I can't be the only one who'd prefer to watch Old Chico, a 9,000-year-old spruce, after reading the news. The downside is that my network won't provide much opportunity for human actors. But as we reassess what is essential, I wonder if actors are. Well, there are definitely 2. Ed Harris and Elizabeth Hurley. Last week, I watched Austin Powers for the first time in 10 years, and it holds up very well. A complete send-up of spy films, and one of the things that makes me laugh most. And Elizabeth Hurley is the perfect straight man to Austin Powers. She's one of the few people who can rein him in, and that is no small feat. Can you imagine if it were only Austin Powers? It would be chaos. A town where all the stoplights are green. Fun to imagine, but in real life, fatal. Also, she's one of the only people in the movie not played by Austin Powers. It's just too bad that in the second film, she turned out to be a fembot.
It's true.
It was distressing to me and made dating hard for a long time.
Made dating hard.
Not the robot part. Just imagine falling for someone who then tried to kill you.
You know.
But instead of going down that path,
it's,
why don't I give you?
He has a girlfriend in this second season now. He's a school teacher, middle school teacher, choir and band. I think is what he teaches, the choir.
So is this like voiceover, just scenery,
No.
or do you see him
Well,
talk?
this is.
Oh no.
Oh.
This one is. This is an Adult Swim special called "Relaxing Old Footage" with Joe Pera.
Yeah, that's.
And it's just stock footage of forests
Yeah.
and things like that with him talking. He is a stand-up. That is a character. I hate to break it to you, Bill.
Yeah. No, and I've seen him do some stand-up, and he does his stand-up as that same character.
He does the character.
But he has all of these wonderful non-actor actors in Joe Pera Talks with You, like those people in the
Every year
Breakfast
on
Club.
Valentine's Day, a lot of people will wear red to be festive, but I instead wear black out of respect for all the ladies' hearts I've broken with this smile.
This is stand-up.
Anyway,
And you'll love it. He's just it's slow and soothing and really funny.
Yep. It's nice and articulate there at the end.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's REM, of course. 7:23. Time now for Boner of the Day. 3 news stories. These will be examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. And you will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst. Which one deserves to be Boner of the Day for today, January 12, 2023. We'll give you 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you will vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive
a Can't Buy It, Got to Win It Radio from Hell boner t-shirt.
Boner candidate number 1. These white pants will teach her a lesson. This boner candidate comes from a story Gina sent me, which was an old story. I read it, Gina. It was about the girl who had she wanted to have her hair lightened, and so her mother said, okay, as a teenage girl, her mother said, okay, well, you can have your hair lightened. And the father was, you didn't consult me on this, and he was outraged about it, and he cut all of her hair off.
Yeah.
And I thought, I've heard that story before, and as a matter of fact, it's an old, it's been around for a long time, but there was a link to this story contained in that story. These white pants will teach her a lesson. A mother is accused of abuse after giving her autistic daughter a tough love lesson. The woman said that her 14-year-old autistic daughter has terrible hygiene, especially during her monthly menstrual cycle. Despite repeatedly telling her daughter that her hygiene habits are inviting bullying at school, her daughter has ignored all of her warnings. The woman wrote that getting her daughter to shower, brush her teeth, or clean up after herself while menstruating requires constant fighting. So she was curious if drastic measures would get through to her. She wrote that she wanted to see if she would clean herself up after so that her pants would be clean when she came back home. But she dropped her daughter off at school, and she said, you're wearing these white pants to school. It's your menstrual cycle. You're going to wear these white pants to school. And indeed,
white pants during that time that's terrifying. That's torture.
And indeed, the daughter did bleed on her pants at school.
You want to be embarrassed. That's a good way to have that
The
happen.
woman wrote that her daughter came home in tears because her fellow students were ruthless in mocking the stains. She wrote that, while it did hurt to see her daughter subjected to such cruelty, quote, I was not seeing the changes that needed to be made. She maintained that what she did was a life lesson. And in the end, she said, it will work. It will make her take...
No.
Those kids will not ever let her forget that happened.
Her husband was infuriated with her for the approach, saying their daughter will be paying for this for the rest of her school year.
That's right.
And the mother is justifying it, saying, well, she's starting to take better care of herself now. Okay.
The damage is done, though.
Yeah.
Boner candidate number 1. These white pants will teach her a lesson. Here's boner candidate number 2. I think she needs to drink something to grow her brain. Veronica Rajek says that her breasts grew huge after a summer of drinking her dad's beer while sunbathing naked. The 26-year-old model, you haven't seen her.
Well, I mean, all those things may have happened, but one didn't make the other grow.
Fine. You guys are scientists, huh?
Yes.
The 26-year-old model, who is famous for being a Tom Brady superfan, made the racy revelation in a recent episode of a podcast. Rajek was asked whether her enormous boobs were artificial, to which she quickly responded, "They are mine. I didn't have big breasts when I was younger because I was doing track and field for 8 years," she explained. "But one summer, I was sunbathing, naked, and I drank my father's beer, and they grew big like this."
No.
If you want to have big breasts, drink beer, she said.
No.
I think she needs to drink something to grow her brain as opposed to her boobs. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. By their license plate shall ye know them.
All right, boner candidate number 3 coming up after this. Big boy news and opinioendo brought to you by.
It's time for Lights, Camera, Brunch. Don't miss Radio from Hell's annual independent film-themed podcast recording with brunch, beers, drinks, Sunday, January 22nd from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Get tickets at x96.com. Must be 21 or older to buy tickets.
And you better hurry because it'll sell out. Rolling Stones guitarist Keith Richards has confirmed that new music from the Rolling Stones is on the way.
Oh.
Richards posted a short video on his Instagram account saying, "Oh, guys, here we are again. I wish you all a belated Happy New Year."
What's that?
And there's some new music that's on his... He's a bit of a mumbler. But new music is on its way, and hopefully you'll get to see it, hear it. But keep your fingers crossed. It's coming. Last summer, he spoke to Matt Wilkinson of the Rolling Stones' 60th anniversary special on Apple Music and shared that he hoped the band would have new material recorded by the end of the year. Anyway, I just make records and then we figure out how they can come out.
Yeah.
So I guess what he's saying is there is new music made.
Yeah, it's there.
They just haven't released it.
Yeah.
So, it'll be there. It'll come out.
That's not my job.
Yeah. The Goonies. People love that movie. People of a certain age love it. Mm-hmm. And Ki Hoi Kwan says that numerous scripts have been submitted for a sequel.
How about this?
But, nope, none of them have gotten made. He is still searching for the perfect screenplay treasure when it comes to Goonies 2. After winning a Golden Globe on Tuesday night for his performance in Everything Everywhere All at Once, his first major role in an American movie in nearly 40 years, the 51-year-old actor told reporters in the Globe's press room he's down to make a sequel to the 1985 film now that he's enjoying a career resurgence. We have the big man here tonight, Steven Spielberg. Of course, Spielberg was a producer of the Goonies. Yep. It says, and I think that's one question that all of us want to ask him. He said, Spielberg came up with the story, apparently, for the Goonies, and then was the producer. He said, honestly, for the last 30 years, we've been trying to do a Goonies 2. When I was younger, I wished it would come to pass because that's the movie I thought I would need to make a career comeback after being in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. I thought, if we could just do a sequel to the Goonies.
Well, it's taken him a while, but he's had a comeback.
Yeah.
He won the Golden Globe for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
He's still excited. He's very excited to have it happen, though. And good luck. I hope it does.
He does realize that he's not the one who can make the decision to make the movie. Right?
Well, he says he's hoping. He's just hoping. Police are investigating after a Saratoga Springs, Utah school bus, a team on the bus was shot at while riding home from a meet at Utah Valley University. The Westlake High School girls wrestling team was on I-15 between American Fork and Linden when a white pickup truck pulled up alongside and fired several rounds of a pellet or airsoft gun at the bus. The rounds damaged multiple windows in the bus. One student received minor injuries, according to a statement from the Alpine School District. No one was seriously hurt, but who or why doing this dangerous stunt should be caught and put in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. An Orem man has been sentenced to prison in order to pay more than $1.1 million for tax evasion and obstructing efforts to collect his tax debt. Sergio Sosa, owner and operator of Sergio Centro Latino, which was a tax preparation business, will spend 37 months in prison and pay over $1 million in restitution. Court documents reveal that from 2004 to 2020, Mr. Sosa concealed his assets and income from the IRS in attempting to evade taxes. In addition, from 2003 to 2017, Sosa did not file his own tax returns in a timely way or even pay the taxes that he owed. He tried to cover everything up, and he gave his children money to pay for the mortgage on his home so that it didn't show that he was doing it. And, had all kinds of schemes, businesses in his children's names and so forth. It's almost like a science fiction movie in a way. The Russian Space Agency said on Wednesday that they will send an empty Soyuz space capsule to the International Space Station in February to replace the capsule that is there, docked with the station, that's damaged. They can't use it. This is the next Soyuz that was scheduled to fly in March, said Joel Montalbano, the space station program manager at NASA. The need for a new Soyuz arose after the one docked at the space station started spewing a spray of white particles in December. The particles turned out to be coolant from the capsule, raising questions about whether it was sufficient to return astronauts to the Earth. So there are cosmonauts, there are Russians and Americans on the space station right now. That capsule that's damaged, I believe there were 2 Russians and an American who were scheduled to come back to Earth in March. Well, that's not going to happen. It's going to take a lot longer for them to get a new. It's just fascinating to me. They're going to fly an empty capsule up to now. I don't know what they'll do with the damaged one. They'll have to undock it.
They'll just let it go.
I guess let it go.
Yeah.
It's space junk.
It's so amazing to me that this is going on all the time, every day, and we don't ever really pay much attention to it.
Have you ever seen the space station go by overhead at night on a? Have you ever been outside and been able to see it?
Well, I mean, I think so.
It's crazy because it goes really fast, and you look up and go, there's people.
Just kind of like a blinking light. But I feel that same way when I see a jet overhead.
Yeah, no, it's different, but it's.
But they're going to launch the empty one on February 20th, and
we've already got too much space junk in orbit around the planet.
And then the Chinese have just about. Yeah. I think they've completed their own space station.
They're heading to moon. They got the moon.
And they're going to. There'll be people living on that, and they're planning on claiming the moon.
That's their plan.
Yeah, they want.
Don't we have a flag there?
Yes, we have a flag there. We don't have anything else there.
Yeah. That's a flag, how you claim things. You put a flag.
We have a flag, an abandoned rover, and a golf ball.
Yeah. That's ours.
Yeah. Well, now, no, Joe Biden is not trying to ban gas stoves.
I know, and people believe this.
Is this a thing?
Yes. Didn't you hear about this?
So it is true that the nation's top consumer watchdog has been concerned for some time about the hazards posed by gas stoves.
Yes.
And there are some problems with them
because they can leak.
Well, not only that,
it's the pilot light is constantly burning. That's burning gas.
Yeah.
And so those exhaust fumes are in your house.
Yeah.
And there are studies showing that has, people growing up around that, it's bad for you.
It's harming people's health. It's killing brain cells.
Now, that's just a report that's been released. Mm-hmm. And that's it. Nobody is coming to take your gas stoves.
Nobody is going to come and try and replace gas stoves. Now, there may be an effort at some point, and justifiably so, perhaps, to phase them out.
They'll encourage you to get rid of them.
Yeah.
I know that every chef on the planet will say, no, I'm not going to do that. But
I think, Carrie, that chefs are turning a little bit more, though, to those induction.
I'm sure that
induction.
some are, but most of them.
No, I like the gas. I like my gas. I have a
Me
gas
too.
stove, and I prefer it.
I prefer it.
But I've just started to mess around with, and I think the next stove, and I'll have to get a new one soon. It's going to be an induction. Is that what it? Induction? Yeah. Sometimes I want to say conduction, but I think that's what I'll get. When you learn to use them, apparently it's almost like gas, but not, but almost like gas. Let's see, that's about it, except to tell you that, I think that's, the number one thing that breaks up dating, the deal breaker in dates, is if you have bad body odor.
Well, yeah.
That'll do it.
That, and if you act like you're a know-it-all. So a stinky know-it-all is not going to get many dates.
Makes sense.
All right? All right, that's it.
Weather, traffic.
Breaking the action today, mostly sunny, high of 44. Looks like our next chance for rain/snow happens Saturday into Sunday, and then we have first part of next week is quite unsettled, as they like to say. But we could be close to 50 tomorrow, it looks like. Traffic, we've got crash eastbound I-80 just after the on-ramp from Lake Point in Tooele County. The right shoulder blocked, right lane blocked, traffic backed up there. Right lane and shoulder of the on-ramp of SR36 is blocked. Big delays, I-215 heading east and north from Highland Drive all the way up to 45th South and Mill Creek. That's due to a crash blocking the two left lanes of the freeway. Very, very slow going through there. I would choose an alternate route through there. Looks like we have a crash or a traffic stop. I-15 southbound approaching the Park Lane exit in Farmington. Emergency vehicles are on the right shoulder, backing traffic up into Kaysville. And if you're seeing something, you can say something. Somebody says free parking on the Belt Route. That's where everybody's stopped due to that accident I was just telling you about. Thank you, whoever sent that little pithy comment into 33986. The downtown winter market is open Saturdays at the Gateway, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Shop fresh produce, meats, unique gift ideas in the craft market. More information, slcfarmersmarket.org.
Boner candidate number 3. By their license plate shall ye know them. 2 men in a pickup truck with the words stolen tag written on a piece of cardboard and put in the place of a license plate on the truck were arrested in connection with multiple burglaries in Brevard County, Florida. It does not explain why they would write stolen tag on a piece of cardboard and put it on the license plate area of the truck. I'm not clear about that.
They were trying to make people think that that's why we don't have a real tag on here, is somebody stole it. Don't pull us over.
I see. You see, we don't.
We don't have a tag, but don't pull us over because it got stolen. It wasn't us. Somebody else.
That doesn't work.
No.
That does not work.
Because when you get pulled over, you can show them the paperwork.
Yeah.
Even though you don't have the tag.
Yes, but so they've been driving around a very affluent neighborhood in Brevard County, stealing things and putting them into the truck. One of the homeowners responded to deputies that the pickup truck that he saw by his surveillance camera had a piece of cardboard that read stolen tag on it. Made it pretty easy for the cops to, they look around, look, there it is. And they arrested 2 guys who, the police said, they're not the sharpest tools in the shed.
No.
Boner candidate number 3.
Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. These white pants will teach her a lesson. A mother giving her autistic daughter a humiliating hygiene lesson by sending her to school while the young daughter was menstruating, wearing a pair of white pants.
Cruel.
Boner candidate number 2. She needs to drink something to grow her brain. It's a model who claims that she has large breasts because she drank some of her father's homemade beer while she was sunbathing in the nude. And Boner candidate number 3, by their license plate shall ye know them.
Right. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates which one is the worst. Which one deserves to be Boner of the Day for today, January 12, 2023. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. Put that single digit in the message of a text, and text that to 33986. Easy. Or you can call the producer's booth, and Katie will take your live voice vote at 877-602-9696. Or you can go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner of the Day, January 12, 2023, and vote there. If you don't see that box, refresh your internet browser. It'll appear. Click and vote. Easy. You've got 4 minutes to do it, so let's go. This is Boner of the Day.
Don't miss this.
Gina's back. So anyway, so anyway,
Kerry walked in and he said, "You're walking like some of your."
You're walking like somebody who had their guts ripped out.
You're walking like your insides are all wrong.
You know, because she was doing this.
Yeah.
And I started to tell Kerry, and then I said, "Wait, I'll tell you on the radio." What you should never do is go on message boards about surgery.
You should never go on message boards about anything. I don't care if it's the Incredible Hulk or surgery.
Well, you
just don't.
You know what you should do?
Yeah.
But you're curious, you want to hear what other people's experiences are and what their recovery is, and
what happened?
And well, before the surgery, I went on a message board, and somebody was asking the question, well, what fills in the hole where they take out what they take out? And
there's a hole there.
Well, the response was.
Well, now
the response was
the uterus is what we're talking about.
Yes.
And Gina's uterus weighed 43 pounds, which is
amazing.
It was the size of a medicine ball.
It was prize winning.
I'm a size 2 now because but they remove it, and the way the person in the message board explained it is, well, it's pictured just having a big bowl of spaghetti and just taking a big scoop out of the bowl of spaghetti. It just kind of fills in where the hole is.
But that just takes a second.
Like spaghetti.
Kind of goopy.
You just watch the spaghetti fill in. It just takes a second.
Like biscotti.
So this is what I'm picturing my insides are like, a big bowl of
biscotti. Well, they're very much like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Surgeons train on spaghetti. Yeah, you didn't know that?
They do meatball.
They do. Delicious marinara sauce.
They do. That's why there's so many fat doctors.
And then they all have lunch. Well, we've trained on the spaghetti. Let's eat it.
Yeah.
This is what I'm picturing when they're wheeling me into surgery.
And you know what they did with your uterus?
Lunch.
Yeah.
Spaghetti.
There's lunch. Who brought the marinara?
And so also on the message board you look at what's recovery like for this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sure it's different for everyone.
Exactly.
And
no, I'm sure it's speedy and efficient.
It's different for everyone, but the worst one will be
on the message
what
board.
Gina has.
Well, I mean, it can't be the worst because I'm back to work now.
There will be people. There have to be people on the message boards who say, "Oh, I was cleaning my house 3 days later."
Yeah, there's that.
Why, I ran a marathon.
Right. and then there's it's been 3 months and I still feel like crap, and usually the truth is somewhere in between.
Can we use the term vaginal prolapse in any?
I don't know.
Is that do we need to use that term?
We shouldn't.
Somebody's posted it. I don't think we.
That's the thing that happens to the women that have 15 babies.
Oh.
And the
Ooh.
And the uterus climbs out on its own.
That ain't no damn good.
That's what that is.
That's where that needs to be fixed.
But it's nice to be back. I missed you guys.
Time to award Boner of the Day.
And the Boner of the Day is brought to you in part by mushroom and barley soup.
And cold, flu, and COVID season is here. Boost your immunity with Prime IV Riverwoods. Get a hydration drip, vitamin C with zinc, B12 drip for just $79 introductory offer. Find them on Facebook at Prime IV Riverwoods.
You can't get much more peasanty or food than mushroom barley soup.
Do your children eat mushroom barley soup?
I ate it with we get out the wooden bowls and spoons and eat it like
by candlelight. You turn all the lights
like
out.
We're in the medieval times.
Do your parents refer to you as Mr. Scrooge while I do that?
No, it's they refer to me as they always do, sir.
Papa.
Yeah.
Papa. Oh, Papa.
Father. Well, there was really no contest going here.
It's period pants, right?
Period pants.
That's
pretty much, yeah.
The white with the white period.
That
pants.
had my vote.
That'll teach her a lesson.
It had everybody's vote.
I remember the girl when I was of that age that came to school with. Everybody has a memory of somebody that came to school in white pants and had that happen, and you will always think of that with that person.
I don't have that memory.
No.
Mm-mm.
Carrie does.
I do.
Yeah.
I don't remember that happening to her.
I really felt bad for the girl.
Yeah, it's horrible.
All right, there's your Boner of the Day for today, January 12th, 2023. Now qualified to be Boner of the Week. Now,
I didn't even know girls had periods until I was 30.
Now, coming up later in the program, because Amy's going to send us this info. She just texted us. And she says that there is a situation going on with puppies and kitties.
Bad pup situation.
Yeah. Pet overpopulation crisis in Utah right now. Every shelter is full. Every rescue is struggling to help them. And there's going to be a huge adoption event on Saturday. Nearly 50 dogs available. She's going to send us all the information.
Yeah, we'll post it on our social medias and stuff. But she says there's a couple of shelters that are saying they're going to have to start euthanizing owner surrenders, meaning you have a dog and you're like, I just can't take care of this dog anymore, and you take it to the shelter. They're going to have to start euthanizing those animals because they just don't have room for them.
So we'll hopefully get you that info on the air before the end of the show. But if not, we'll put it on our Facebook and things like that. Let's see. Oh, and coming up in our next break, people have been very curious about this. We've got Victoria, who watches the Real Housewives of Salt Lake for us so that we don't have to watch it. She's also a lawyer, and she's going to be breaking down this whole Jen Shaw thing in our next break.
Her prison sentence.
So you can learn all about that coming up in the next break. Right now, Geek News brought to you by...
The Haster Holiday Sale is being extended for the next 2 weeks. Enjoy 10% off all board games, 30% off Flesh and Blood TCG products, 10% off Pokemon ETBs and promo boxes, and 10% off all dice sets. Haster has it.
Okay. So earlier this week, we got a new trailer for the new Ant-Man movie.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but Ant-Man is my second favorite Avenger.
No, really?
I kind of did know that.
Really?
My second favorite Avenger.
I did not know that.
Behind
Iron
Rocket Raccoon, of course.
Rocket Raccoon.
My first favorite Avenger.
Okay.
He did a good 5 years of being on the Avengers during the blip.
When I saw the preview for Ant-Man at the movie theater, was Evangeline Lilly in it?
She's in the yes.
Okay.
She's in the first one and the second one, and she's in this one. Okay. She plays the Winsome Wasp.
That's my favorite Avenger.
It's a little Stan Lee there for you. But we did get a new trailer, and people wanted me to kind of, let you in on a few of the secrets in the trailer. So let's go.
You're an interesting man, Scott Lang. You're an Avenger. You have a daughter. But you've lost a lot of time, like me. We can help each other with that.
So that's Kang the Conqueror.
Okay.
Who are you? I'm the man who can give you the one thing you want. What's that? Time.
Now, somebody pointed out to me, because I said, this is like the devil coming to you and saying, I have a deal for you.
Okay.
This cannot go well.
No.
And I said, why would Scott do that?
Okay.
And someone said, listen, here's why. Not only was he blipped for 5 years, but he was in prison. So time is a commodity that he really wants.
Okay.
He was not around for his daughters being raised.
So willing to give
I just
up
don't
a lot?
I just don't know if when someone named Kang the Conqueror shows up, you make a deal with it.
No,
that's all
I
I'm
wouldn't.
saying. I
wouldn't.
Anyway.
They can rewrite existence and shatter timelines.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
You cannot trust him.
I don't care who this guy is. I just lost so much. He can give us a second chance.
No, Scott, this is a bad idea. This has got bad idea written all over it, and so yeah.
So
now,
is he still going to be your favorite Avenger if he's stupid?
boy, I'll tell you, I don't know. I'll tell you this much though, because people are saying that. Now again, this is speculative. They say he's going to die at the end.
Oh no!
Because
contracts.
There's that, but also they've been building the Young Avengers team.
Oh,
so
a deal.
I mean, it's quite the visual feast, this trailer. Also, we get a look at MODOK, one of the stupidest villains that you've ever...
Oh, yeah, describe that villain again.
Well, he's a giant head.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's a giant head with mechanical arms and legs and a rocket in his butt. And, yeah.
Okay.
But he's going to show up here briefly. So. But it's Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Now, it opens in February 17th in theaters. Now, a couple of things that I'm going to tell you about here. First of all, the actor David Dashamalian, I think I'm saying it right. Mm-hmm. He was in the first two as Kurt, I believe was the character's name, and he played one of Scott Lang's friends from prison, who started up this security company with him. Okay. And he had the Russian accent, and he would talk about the monsters. He is going to be in this third movie, but he will not be playing Kurt. Because everybody loves working with this guy so much, they said, we got to find a role for you in this thing. So he's playing a character named Veb. I did a deep dive. Can't find a character named Veb in the Marvel Universe. So
I invented it for whatever.
Maybe, but I did do some more deep diving because Bill Murray is in this movie.
Ah. Oh, yeah, I saw that in the first trailer.
I found out who he's playing. I don't know much about the character, other than his name is Lord Krylar. And this character...
That sounds like an SNL sketch.
It does, doesn't it? And this character appeared in one issue of The Incredible Hulk in 1972.
Okay.
So go and enjoy that trailer today. Let's see. Super Mario World, Super Nintendo World is opening in February in California at Universal Studios. They're starting to do, if you go online, you can find some people who have been invited to sneak previews of that. It looks like you're in Super Mario game.
So they've done a good job with it.
And they did a really good job with it. Also, don't forget today, Velma premieres on HBO Max.
Mindy Kaling.
This is Mindy Kaling as Velma from the Scooby Gang. It's the origins of the Scooby Gang.
It's animated.
It's animated, and it's for adults only. Okay. Scooby is not in this show. All right. And finally, Charlie Cox, who plays my favorite Marvel character, Daredevil. He is telling angry fans to go be angry elsewhere. It doesn't take much. He said that he is tired of people getting upset over the walk of shame scene that Daredevil did the morning after having a real great night with She-Hulk.
Okay.
It's a great scene.
Okay.
He spends the night with She-Hulk. The next thing you see is him in costume with his
Is he
shoes
rumpled?
off,
He's
and he's
rumpled.
rumpled, and he's walking toward a bus stop. The walk of shame. And he is tired of people being upset about this. He said, She-Hulk is not Daredevil's show. It was my job as the actor to come on to another person's show and embrace the tone while staying true to the characters I possibly could in this world. Matt's in L.A. He lets his hair down a little bit. He's just having fun. He's killing it in the courtroom. He has a fling with a really beautiful and charismatic lawyer. And then they get to do some superhero stuff. So if you're upset about that, go someplace else. Good for you, Charlie Cox. Traffic, Gina, please.
Let's see. A friend of the program says, in case Gina didn't know, I did know, but I will read it in your words. I-215 on the east side of the Belt Route, starting at 20th East on-ramp, is basically a parking lot all the way to the Park City turnoff. This is due to an accident that's closing 2 left lanes of the freeway. Do not get on 215 headed east and north from Highland Drive. You will be stuck there for quite a while. That's the biggest issue I'm seeing. Let's see. Looks like, no other accidents to tell you about. Just a little early morning slowdown coming from Point of the Mountain through Draper and Sandy, and a little bit southbound I-15 coming through North Salt Lake into downtown Salt Lake. That's to be expected this time of day. If you see something, you can text us 33986.
All right. Now, coming up after these, we got Victoria on the line. She is not only a Real Housewives of Salt Lake fan, but she's also a lawyer. And she watches the show so that we don't have to. And she's going to walk us through all this Jen Shaw stuff coming up.
Both she and her husband are attorneys. I don't know what that household must be like.
Oh, it's insane, I'm sure. But so we'll find out about that coming up. Also, Beat Gina is on the way. Stand by for all of that. SaltLakeFilmSociety.org.
Seeing a big movie on a big screen, that's special. That's important. We've gotten used to watching movies at home, but still nothing can beat seeing it in the theater. So go to the Broadway and see some movies.
Especially a movie like Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Yeah.
That's one that you need to see on a big screen.
Yeah. And Salt Lake Film Society, that's where I saw it, as a matter of fact.
They have that. You want to see that EO, Bill.
I do, that donkey movie.
Yeah, that's playing there.
Uh-huh.
Also, a bunch of stuff that won awards at Golden Globes. Fabelmans is there.
Great movie.
The Menu is there.
Oh, I like The Menu.
Women Talking. That one I know Sean Means is going to review for us tomorrow. That's supposed to be really good.
Salt Lake Film Society is just great. It's an art house. It's donor-supported, so you can be a member. Just join the Red Carpet Club. That gets you special programs and perks and concessions and all of that kind of thing. So go to slfs.org for more.
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of two such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders. Our elders are tracting their way across the cosmos, looking for prospective converts, when suddenly they find themselves aboard the last surviving battlestar, Galactica, where our elders are introduced to Commander Adama.
Quiet, Muffy. They don't look like Cylons.
Welcome. I'm Commander Adama.
Hi, I'm Elder Chris Jansen, and this is Elder Jensen. We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the Mormons. Say, you look like that guy from Bonanza.
I am in command of this fleet, and we are searching for the lost tribe of humans and a shining planet called Earth.
What a coincidence! We're from Earth. Would this lost tribe you're looking for just happen to go by the name of Nephites?
No, I don't think so. What can you tell us of Earth?
Well, Everybody there is pretty much like us.
Hey, Lehigh, why don't you show them the Saturday's Warrior holographic disc that your mom sent you?
Look, Muffy, they have more teeth than you do.
And you say this pretty well represents Earth?
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Colonel Ty, turn the fleet around and set course for Cylon.
Father, you can't be serious.
Son, if we have to choose between genocide and a life with those Saturday's Warrior people, I'll take my chances with the Cylons.
So, I guess this means that you won't be joining our church then.
Apollo, Starbuck, show these two to a launch bay, and make sure they take that holodisc with them.
Oh, Felger Carb.
Elder Jensen, what's your language?
Fleeing the Lex Diaz of Ado tyranny, the last Battlestar, Galactica, sets off for a shining planet called Cylon. Join us next time to hear Elder Jensen say...
Hey, do you think that kid knows that his dog is really just a monkey in an orange dog suit?
On the next brain-numbing episode of Space Elders!
Well, guess what? It's time once again for our Real Housewives of Salt Lake City update. And we have with us live and direct from the biggest little city in the world, Reno, Nevada, attorney at law. It's our good, sweet friend, Victoria. Good morning, Victoria.
Hello.
Hi.
What do we want to do? We want to talk about Jen Shaw, first of all?
Yeah, where do we start?
Yeah, let's do that. That's the real news, because whatever.
Because you said nothing else is really happening on this show, and that's frustrating.
Oh, my God. It's a dumpster fire.
So apparently, according to an article I was reading today in the Salt Lake Tribune, she is blaming her assistant, Stuart, for all of her legal troubles.
Yeah, which is interesting, which we knew kind of leading up to this, but the finale shows us that. But she's blaming him for everything, saying that she basically was framed. And she called him evil.
How do you throw Stuart under the bus?
Also, he used to be Stew Chains. Like,
yes. I don't think Stewart is any Rose, though. He's
no. Oh, no. They were in this together.
Yeah.
They were absolutely partners in this.
Mm-hmm.
And for her to, it really does show a lot of issues that she has, that she can so much point the finger at him and act like she had nothing, and try to convince us that she had nothing to do with this and didn't get all the benefits. Because it's clear, too, to me that she was getting all the benefit from this. And so, I mean, he was getting money, too, but she was clearly benefiting.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
yeah, so as far as the sentence is concerned, the government was asking for 10 years. She got 6.5. One of the things, again, my caveat is the federal system is completely different from the state system, so that's where my experience is.
Mm-hmm.
However, what I'm trying to grasp is whether or not she can earn credits, and so I think that's based on what kind of programming she does while she's in prison.
Mm-hmm. So she can work
she
off
might
some
serve
of that
less than that.
time.
Maybe she could teach etiquette and yoga classes like Ghislaine Maxwell.
Oh, is that what she's doing?
Yeah.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God. Oh, federal prisons.
I bet there's a pool.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely the joke. I don't know if that's about federal prisons, and I'm sure there's a spa and a sauna.
Yeah.
And so and she also is interesting. Not interesting, but again, part of her trying to not take any sort of responsibility in the sentencing, and then leading up to not only blaming Stewart, is she's saying that she had a mental health challenge, and that now that she's receiving medication and getting therapy, that she won't do stuff like this again. So she's trying to kind of blame that for what her behavior was. But
just admit you
so
did
we'll
it. You were trying to steal money from old people. Admit it and go.
Now, does she have children, like young children, or are they all adult children? Or
She has one more. I believe he's in high school and he's about to go to college, and then she has a couple more that are a little bit older. One's trying to go to medical school.
So she doesn't. So she doesn't have to worry too much about somebody to take care of the kids.
Well, Shaw's there, Coach is there, and there is the youngest son. I mean, Coach Shaw is there, and so she has him to take care of the kids. There's one, and I do think they're still the kids are still going to be affected by this,
sure.
And so it still stinks. But no, there's not little kids that need to be taken care of.
So this episode was the season finale then.
Correct.
So what happened?
Yeah, so let's run it down real quick here.
It was horrible. Let me go to what was going on with Jen first, since we were just talking about that.
Yeah.
So the second half, this finale is unlike any I have ever seen before. Because typically what we get in a finale, we get a party that brings all the women back together, and they get to hash out their beefs before we get to the reunion. And so you have confrontations, but because nothing's really happened, we don't get that. And then what happens, too, is we get these epilogues that tell us where they are today. And what was so strange about this episode is we get our party. There's obviously nothing to really talk about. And we get the epilogues halfway through the episode. And so you look up and you're like, wait, how much time is left in the episode? Anyway, so the second half of the episode is jumping ahead to Jen's trial. And they show us footage from 4 days before the trial. And it is such a farce watching this woman interacting with her mother 4 days before the trial, talking about how she's innocent and manipulating people to support her, because she and Coach get into a very expensive car service and fly to New York and stay in Lottie New York Palace or something. I looked it up. It looks like it was about $800 to $1,000 a night for the suite that they got. And she's got Heather and Meredith show up and are supporting her, and she is milking this for how her life is just going to be ruined, and she's about to face this trial. And we know in a couple of days she's about to plead, and it's just gross. And so she's talking to Heather and Meredith about how evil Stewart is. And in confessional, what we get from Heather, she says, how is Stewart the guy that chased her snacks and ordered her waxing appointments and bought her tampons? How is he also running the scheme and framing her, and she doesn't know?
Yeah.
It's a good point.
Yeah, very good.
Totally. Because one of my favorite scenes from the very first season, from one of the early episodes, is where Stewart is driving Jen around, and he's got this bag from Maverick, full of snacks, and you can totally see it's like beef jerky and some almonds and some. I'm like, like, who is this guy? And so anyway, and so it's just, so that's what we get. Anyway, so that's what we get the second half of the episode. And then the first half of the episode is Heather is published a book. It's called Bad Mormon. It does sound interesting. And so the party that we get to try and bring everyone together is Heather's book launch party. And so there's no actual books, which the women point out. And what Lisa says about this is just, she says it's like me having a Vita Tequila party with no Vita Tequila. They're like, where's the book?
Yeah.
It's just
so we're running out of time. So let's. I see that Andy Cohen says there's going to be another season.
Yes. So he's indirectly confirmed there's a season 4.
Okay.
So, and he suggested there's recasting happening. So we'll see who comes back. I'm going to guess Lisa comes back, probably Whitney, Heather, and then maybe some new women, because it sounds like none of these people that showed up will come back.
Will they be able to check in with Jen in prison?
Not in prison, but he is absolutely trying. He said this. He's trying to get an interview with her before she goes in, and he said, I would like to sit down with her in front of cameras. So they won't talk to her while she's in prison.
Okay.
But I think it's possible they might let her back on the show after she gets out, so if the show's still around.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then I'll be back next week to talk about the reunion, which, again, I do not think will be very exciting, but can't wait to see what they come up with.
We'll see.
All right.
And then my drinking game this week I call A Poor Wayfaring Housewife of Grief. And so you're going to take a drink each time someone says Bad Mormon or you see the title Bad Mormon, which is, again, like I said, the first 25 minutes of the episode. So you are going to be lit by the time you get to all the stuff about Jen. And you're going to have enough time to pour yourself at least 1 or 2 more drinks to congratulate yourself for making it through the season, making it through the finale, making it through Jen's sentencing, and we're on our way to the finale in season 4.
And those of us who are insiders really understand A Poor Wayfaring Housewife of Grief.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Judgy Empath on Twitter, Instagram, all of that. And your podcast is Couples Who Bravo Together.
Yes.
I imagine you get deeper in the weeds in all the legal stuff on that.
Yes, and we don't always agree. And so if you're looking for some of that, like Bill was wondering what our household looks like, this past episode definitely gives you a little taste of that.
Oh, good. Couples arguing. I like that.
Yes. Go for it.
All right. Thanks, Victoria.
All right,
Thank you,
guys.
Victoria.
Thanks,
Talk to you next week.
We have interesting listeners, don't we? We didn't seek her out. She contacted us.
Yeah.
Love it.
She's great.
Love it.
So those delays, I-215 heading east and north from Highland Drive, it looks like it's easing up a little bit, maybe right around Knutson's Corner, but still a lot of slowage over there. I would still avoid that area due to an earlier accident that closed 2 lanes of traffic on the east side belt. That's the only accident I'm seeing, though, and the only thing that UDOT's reporting. Perhaps you see something that needs to be reported. If it's safe for you to text us, you can do that, 33986.
All right, thank you. Beat Gina. Happening here, we're going to play some messages and a song. And after that song, we will play Beat Gina here on the radio, 877-602-9696. It's Oliver Platt's birthday.
Oh, wow.
Really?
People are going, who?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't, it doesn't matter. You're going to win the tickets to the Utah International Auto Expo. You're going to win.
Auto Expo tickets for Oliver Platt trivia coming up.
Will you explain why we're using Oliver Platt?
It's his birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's his birthday. So 877-602-9696 to win Auto Expo tickets coming up after these. Stand by. Radio from Hell here, and we wanted to thank you for an amazing...
I have a little, just a taste.
Is it sponsored?
No.
All right.
And now, a morsel of murder with Gina Barberi. Radio from Hell on X96.
Here's the headline. Teen suspect said she would have, quote, killed sooner if she knew she'd get McDonald's.
Well, who wouldn't?
Murder. A Pennsylvania teenager accused of fatally stabbing her disabled older sibling with a kitchen knife.
Wow.
Told a police officer, I Michael Myers'd my sister. Shortly after the grisly killing, according to testimony heard in a Pennsylvania court, Claire Miller, now 16, was 14 years old when prosecutors in Lancaster County say she repeatedly stabbed her sister Helen in the neck while her parents were sleeping. Helen, who has cerebral palsy, was found with a pillow over her face and a knife still in her neck when officers arrived. When the teen's lawyer introduced testimony from psychiatrists who said Claire had been suffering from hallucinations and psychosis at the time of the killing, the family said she showed no signs of distress.
Where does the McDonald's play in?
Yeah.
Well, Officer John Martin told the court that Claire Miller, the suspect, reacted jubilantly when police officers brought her fast food after they had arrested her, and quoted her as saying, "Ooh, McDonald's! I would have killed someone sooner if I knew I was going to get McDonald's."
Can they say that's a confession?
I believe she has a problem of some sort.
He also said she spoke of her love of horror movies after hearing a notification on his phone that played the theme song from the 1978 slasher film Halloween.
Well, that's what did it.
She
Too many
was-
horror movies.
She was excited that the cop that arrested her had, he gets her, I guess.
Would her attorneys plead diminished mental capacity?
Well, psychiatrists have called that she was suffering from a major disorder, anxiety, psychosis. I mean, clearly she has trouble, but McDonald,
It's good.
Yeah, that was the notification on the cop's phone, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I Michael Myers'd my sister. Can I get some more McDonald's, please?"
Yeah. I wonder what they got her. I'll bet it was nuggets.
Probably nuggets.
Probably nuggets.
Probably nuggets.
Because you're safe, almost, because everybody likes nuggets.
Mhm.
People have different choices of hamburger.
That's true.
But I think everybody will go for a nugget.
And nobody says no to a nugget, I don't think.
I don't even know. I haven't eaten a McDonald's hamburger in a long time. Do they? So they still have the Big Mac.
Of course.
Yeah.
But what else do they have?
What do you mean? They got a quarter pounder?
Uh-huh. That's what I mean. What else do they
I
have?
mean-
I don't think the menu's changed.
It's McDonald's. They don't do special
They got the
burgers,
McDLT?
really?
Nope.
No, they haven't had that for
The hot
30
side and the
years.
cool
Listen,
side cool?
I miss the McDLT.
Listen, how about the McRib?
That's a seasonal item.
What season?
The ribs hot dog season.
Hot dog season? McRib season?
So that's it? A quarter pounder and a Big Mac?
I mean, yeah.
And nuggets?
Yes.
And
murder.
And murder. I can do another very quick morsel of murder if you like.
Sure.
Does it involve fast food?
No. It involves a wealthy dentist.
It always does.
Accused of fatally shooting his wife in the heart with a shotgun at the end of an African safari, has been found guilty of murder and mail fraud.
Murder.
Larry Rudolph was charged in the death of his wife Bianca in Zambia, as well as mail fraud for cashing in a $4.8 million life insurance claim on what prosecutors describe as a premeditated crime. Now, Bill, you were just talking about life insurance.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much your family wants to cash in on you, but you got to be careful if you've got a nice fat life insurance policy.
Listen, I'm not going to be around that much longer anyway. They're.
So Rudolph maintained his innocence, but at the end of a safari in Zambia, he said, "My wife was a nervous traveler."
Yes.
And shot herself with a shotgun. So picture a shotgun.
Yeah.
Picture what she would have to do to.
Yeah, that's not going to
in her heart.
In her heart. Yeah, that's not.
She shot herself while trying to pack in a hurry as they were preparing to return back to the United States.
She was packing her shotgun.
Yes. And she shot herself in the heart. No. That didn't happen.
I looked up the McDonald's menu.
Uh-huh.
They don't really have.
It's a limited menu.
They got crispy chicken sandwich.
Those are good. I like
Big
those.
Mac, the Quarter Pounder with cheese, and the Egg McMuffin, and it says a sausage burrito. But, oh, wait a minute. They still have the fish, don't they?
Oh, of course.
Filet of fish.
The filet of fish?
But it's not here. It's not on this.
It's not on the menu?
Not on this
Should
one.
be.
Oh, filet of fish. So, yeah, that's kind of weird there. I always thought there were more things you could get.
No, it's a very limited menu.
I want a Big Mac now.
You should get that for lunch.
I haven't had a Big Mac in ages.
I can eat like. We went to the mall one time, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And they were
they were having a sale. It was like 2 for $5.
Well, it was they had a special. It was like a double Big Mac.
Yeah.
And I said I could eat 3 of them.
Was this Dare food? Is that what you're talking about?
So we went over to the Crossroads Mall, and I did in fact eat 3, and it was double Big Macs. It was kind of this special weird thing with like 4 patties.
4 all beef patties.
Yeah.
Special sauce,
And
lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions.
I ate 3 of them
on a sesame seed.
Yeah, that was not a good thing to do. I felt bad.
You
afterwards.
can just go there and have just a regular amount of food.
Well, I want 2. I can eat. Big Macs are they go down easy.
I haven't had one in ages.
Me either. I really want one now.
I haven't been.
You're craving one, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I always liked them. I just haven't had one in a long time. Well, don't you dare move. Take your medicine. It's coming in the form of Big Gina. I'm your announcer, Johnny Ola. From San Francisco comes Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat. Rice-A-Roni, the flavor that can't be beat. One pan, no boiling, cooking ease with flavor that's sure to please. Rice-A-Roni, the delicious break from potatoes, now in 6 fabulous flavors. Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat. And now, you won't have to go all the way to San Francisco for this treat. He's a delicious break from potatoes. Your host, Carrie Jackson.
He's a delicious break from potatoes.
How did you know what they wrote in my yearbook? How did you know?
Carrie, I've sneaked into your home on many occasions.
It's amazing. Wow, okay.
That's my sign-off today, bud.
Carrie Jackson, a delicious break from potatoes.
All right, looks like you're going to be playing against Kevin today, Gina.
Hi, Kevin.
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 Are you there, Kevin? Did we lose Kevin?
Hang on. There's Kevin. There's Kevin.
There he is.
There he is. Hi, Kevin.
Kevin, you're playing for Utah International Auto Expo tickets.
All right, Kevin, we're going to toss a coin. Kevin.
He can't hear us?
I don't know why he can hear us.
Okay.
He's just being...
He's just pretending.
Yeah. Kevin, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. You call it. It will give you an advantage in the game. Heads or tails?
Let's go tails.
All right. Coin toss app says, Gina Barberi, as you can see, tails.
Tails.
So that means that Kevin goes 1st. He's already on his way to get those tickets to the car show. But, Kevin, if she manages to beat you, what are you prepared to do in Gina's name?
I'm going to make a donation to the road home.
Thank you.
Very nice. Okay. Actor Oliver Platt's birthday is today.
Who?
Who? He's an actor.
Oliver Platt?
You don't know him, Johnny?
Who?
He was in a lot of stuff.
He's currently in stuff.
He's currently in stuff.
Yes, he's been around for a long time.
He has been a long-time actor. So multiple choice Oliver Platt trivia questions.
Okay.
The first question is for you, Kevin. You get to answer it exclusively. If you get it correct, you get the point. If not, I will allow Gina to answer it correctly and steal your point away. All right, Kevin. Oliver Platt is missing part of his finger on his right hand. How did this happen? Is it 1, orangutan attack? 2, a cooking accident during a quirky morning news segment? 3, fighting ninjas during the Battle of Hell's Kitchen?
That's it. That's the one.
Or 4, he got his hand caught in the wheel of a generator when he was 12 years old?
I'm pretty sure it's the wheel of a generator.
Wheel of a generator.
Not the ninjas? I was sure it was the ninjas.
There's 1 point. You shouldn't keep giving him clues, Gina.
Well, she's trying to throw him off.
1 point for Kevin. Gina's turn now.
Gina, I'm going to give you a hard one.
Why?
Because I know you.
Okay.
Where did Oliver Platt meet his friend Bill Murray?
Okay.
They are friends.
Okay.
Where did they meet? Was it 1, an acting class in college?
Okay.
2, while Oliver was a cameraman at WPBH in Pittsburgh? Was it 3, at his cousin's Christmas party? Or 4, while Oliver was a caddy at Bushwood Country Club?
I will say 3.
Cousin's Christmas party? Correct.
There we go. Nice guess. That's 1-1. Your turn, Kevin.
Kevin? Let's see. Which famous person is Oliver Platt distantly related to but has never met? So he is distantly related to this person. This famous person has never met this famous person. Is it 1, Dr. Teeth, the lead singer and keyboards for the band Electric Mayhem? 2, Miley Cyrus? 3, TV talk show host Larry Sanders? Or 4, Princess Diana?
I believe it's Princess Diana.
Wow,
How
you're
would
correct.
you know that?
Kevin, how did you know that?
Wow.
You're a big Oliver Platt fan?
Yes.
That
Yeah.
must be it.
A closet.
That must be it.
Oliver Platt fan. Well, it's 2-1.
Don't tell anyone.
We won't. Okay. Gina, you have a chance to tie the game up, Gina.
Okay.
Gina? Let's see. Platt's great-great-grandmother was an heiress to what type of fortune?
Okay. Oliver Platt's way more interesting than I thought.
You know, I've always thought he's actually kind of an interesting actor.
He's a good actor.
Okay.
His great-great-grandmother was an heiress to what type of fortune? Was it 1, sneakers?
Okay.
2, Clippy, the helpful assistant in Microsoft Office. It looks like you're trying to create a document. 3, pork packing. Or 4, Aqua Notes, waterproof notes that you can have in your bath.
I'm going pork.
Always go pork. Pork packing. Pork packing.
Packaging pork.
Packaging pork.
All right.
Heiress, the pork packing
Pork
heiress.
heiress.
I see.
A pork heiress.
A pork packing
I'm
heiress.
pork heiress.
All right, Kevin and Gina, the game is tied. I believe Kevin controls the question.
Let's see.
Kevin, you could win here.
Kevin, Oliver Platt has the special ability to do what at will? At will, he can do this.
Okay.
Is it 1, fart? 2, the quadratic formula? 3, anything for love? Or 4, cry?
Wow. Anything for love, but I think it's Cry.
You think?
Jeez, I really wish it had been Cry. Gina?
Me
Is it the quadratic formula?
Is that your answer?
No, it's fart.
Fart. He can fart at will.
I thought that was you, Carrie.
Well, we share.
He's not Oliver Platt.
We share a talent. All right.
Oh, it's me that can do the quadratic formula, Will.
All right.
All right, it's Gina's question, and now she can
Okay, Gina?
somehow win this game.
When he was 9 years old,
Okay.
Oliver Platt was inspired by what he quotes as probably 20-minute rambling drunken monologue.
Okay.
Performed by which actor? This
Okay.
inspired him to become an actor.
Okay.
A 20-minute rambling drunken monologue. Was it the actor was 1, Gene Cousineau, 2, Rudy Giuliani, 3, Morgan Freeman, or 4, Jonathan Yankovici?
I don't know who that is. It wasn't Morgan Freeman. Was it Morgan Freeman?
Did you see what she does to me?
Just take that as her answer.
Is that your answer?
Morgan Freeman.
It is Morgan.
Oh, who's the last one?
The last one is the real name for the master thespian character
okay.
from Saturday Night Live.
Don't know how she did it, but Gina won the game.
All right.
Congratulations, Ms. Barberi.
Even though I did, I had a worthy opponent, and that should be
Who was
rewarded.
it? Who was your worthy opponent?
Oh.
Kevin.
Me.
You've got tickets
Well,
to
thank you. That's very kind.
the Utah International Auto Expo. It's going on at Mountain America Expo Center this January 13th through the 16th.
All right, hang on the line. We'll tell you how to get those tickets.
Well, boys and girls, those chickens won't feed themselves.
That's true.
Bye-bye.
All right, big boy news and opinioendo now, brought to you by.
Discover the mysteries of space at Clark Planetarium with educational films exploring science themes and free interactive exhibits throughout the museum. The whole family is sure to discover something new. More at clarkplanetarium.org.
Eddie Murphy. It says here, the comedian, Eddie Murphy.
Well, you have to be reminded that he's a comedian.
Who received the Cecil B. DeMille Prize at the 2023 Golden Globes last night, revealed that what a revelation, that he's interested in hosting a Saturday Night Live for a fourth time in the near future.
Oh, wow, what a surprise.
And almost did in 2022.
He almost did.
Almost.
We don't want to hear about what you almost did. Either do it or don't.
This is advice from Gina Barberi on a radio show in Salt Lake City for Eddie Murphy.
What Gina is saying, Eddie, either host or get off the pot.
Exactly. Oh, maybe that's my
Is that what you're
I don't know.
Absolutely looking forward to going back and doing it. He said, we would have done it this past year, but I was working on a movie. But I'll absolutely go back and do it again. I am so happy that I did it. When I find, he's done it four times, I think it said. I guess that the first time he was somewhat hesitant. They asked him a bunch of times.
Yeah.
He didn't want to do it.
Because it was going backwards. He was a movie star now. I don't want to go back.
And
to
then he
Saturday Night
decided,
Live.
well, why not? And
Now the movie he was doing, I think, because I've seen a trailer for it. It's called You People.
Oh, it's the Jonah Hill?
And it's on Netflix.
What is it?
And he is has a daughter who Jonah Hill wants to marry.
Okay.
So it's the
And it's all about the cultural classes,
interracial
clashes.
and Jonah Hill's parents are Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yes.
Oh, and then who's his dad?
So Jewish and African American.
Well, and specifically Muslim.
So it's
Muslim.
It looks very funny.
Eddie Murphy's family is Muslim.
Yes.
I see.
Yeah.
It looks very funny.
Huh. Interesting.
Who? Now I can't remember who the dad is.
It's
a great cast.
Yeah, really good.
David Duchovny.
David Duchovny and Julia Louis-Dreyfus are married.
I like that.
Yes.
I don't know if I want. I don't think. He's so deadpan. He's perfect. I'm not. Frankie Muniz, you remember him?
This is my sports.
He's Kevin in the middle.
Malcolm in the middle.
Oh yeah, he's Malcolm in the center. He says I'm pretty much not acting no more. He's now a full-time NASCAR race driver.
He's the right size.
Little fella.
That picture is interesting. There's another picture of him where he's got kind of a grizzled beard, and he's sitting behind the wheel of a car, and I think, yeah, that guy looks like a race car driver.
Yep.
So best of luck to you, Frankie.
Good luck.
A South Weber man is in custody after threatening police with a knife and setting a house on fire following a domestic incident on Wednesday afternoon. No injuries reported. God, people's emotions just go wild, don't they?
Yeah.
They start behaving in ways that later on they sit there and say to themselves, I'm sure, who was that? It's just so bizarre. The home suffered extensive damage from the fire that was believed to have been caused by the suspect after a 42-year-old female victim left the house feeling threatened following domestic incident with the suspect, 65-year-old rather, male. No injuries as a result of the fire, nor were any pets, fortunately, known to have been inside the home. The police arrived. The suspect brandished a knife and threatened them. He was neutralized with a stun gun and taken into custody. The house fire was... So there was some damage to the home, but not completely engulfed in flames. I meant to mention this yesterday. These poor people that were stuck on that Amtrak train. Geez, did you read about that?
No, I hadn't heard.
Dale Kalkofen, a retired school administrator, got on Amtrak train in Northern Virginia at around 5 p.m. on Monday. Was prepared for a 17-hour trip to Florida.
Okay.
Had a little bag of snacks with them, hard-boiled eggs, some apples, bananas. What was supposed to be an overnight journey on the auto train. The auto train is a special Amtrak train that will take you and your car.
Oh, like a ferry almost?
Take your car, you and your car to Florida specifically. So he got on the plane, or the train, and they were forced to take a detour. It was just going to be an overnight journey. There were 563 passengers, 350 cars on the, and Amtrak said that there was a freight derailment, so the auto train had to detour from its normal route, adding 20 hours to the trip.
Stuck on there.
So adding 20 hours to a 17-hour trip, 37 hours when the train finally pulled into Sanford, Florida at 6 a.m. on Wednesday. So they left on Monday at 5 p.m., got there 6 a.m. on Wednesday. Passengers have been cooped in their seats or compartments for 37 hours, complaining of stale air, dwindling food supplies, trash piling up in the aisles, and a lack of timely information from the crew. What's going on?
That's frustrating to not know why.
It feels like a train wreck. I feel like a train wreck, said the passenger. The delays became so unbearable, some passengers called police.
Get me out of
here? On the train,
wow. Wow.
According to a crew member. Once again, for those of you that are calling the police, we are not holding you hostage, the crew member said on the train's public address system. We are giving you all the information we have. We are sorry that it's so inconvenient, but that would be awful.
Mm-hmm.
I once took a train trip from Pennsylvania, central Pennsylvania, to New York City.
Mm-hmm.
It was so bad that I opted to take the bus back from New York.
The bus was better than the train?
Yes,
Why?
it was.
I can
what
believe
was so
that.
bad about the train?
And this was Amtrak. Well, first of all, so to get to the Amtrak station, you counted at a hotel in State College, Pennsylvania. So I go to the hotel to get a shuttle that takes you to the train station, which is like an hour away from the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And the shuttle doesn't come, and I'm saying to the people at the hotel, I'm going to miss the train. And they said, oh, no, you're not. They said the train's always 4 or 5 hours late.
4 or 5 hours?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's why the shuttle's late, because they know that the train isn't even there yet.
Wow.
But what about being on the train?
Well,
what was so bad about it?
So to drive from central Pennsylvania to Manhattan, which I have done on several occasions, it would take 4 hours. I think I was on that train for 10 hours. It was just dreadful.
Wow.
I want to do like the Orient Express train.
You want to be on
You don't want to get murdered?
You don't.
You don't want to get murdered?
Everybody gets murdered on the Orient.
Every trip.
Now, my wife and her friends took a Amtrak trip from Salt Lake to Steamboat Springs, Colorado, to go to the hot springs there and stay for a few nights. And it takes a long time, kind of, but it's scenic, and it was nice.
All right.
So,
sports, weather, traffic.
Okay, so you've got Utah men's basketball. They're playing today. It's a late game, 9 o'clock. They play number 7 UCLA Bruins. BYU playing Gonzaga, who's ranked number 8. That game's at 7:30 tonight. Go Bulldogs. Weber State, Bills, Wildcats.
No, BYU. That's the Cougars.
I know.
So it's not the Bulldogs. That's not BYU.
That's Gonzaga. I'm rooting for
you know what? You're a traitor.
It's a Catholic school. I'm rooting for the Catholics. No religion involved during the Weber State Wildcats against Montana Grizzlies. That's today at 7 o'clock. Weather. So we've got a break in the storm today. Mostly sunny, high of 44. Tomorrow will be close to 50, actually, for a high. And no rain or snow tomorrow as well. Looks like our next chance for storms will be Saturday into Sunday, rain changing over. Next chance for storms will be Saturday into Sunday, rain changing over to snow. And all the way through first part of next week, we're back in one of those rainy, snow, mixy patterns. Looks like high of 44 on Saturday. That is your weather. Traffic. Let me refresh this. Folks on the East Side Belt have been dealing with that bad accident that's had slowdowns for most of the morning. And it looks like they're still in place. I just refreshed my UDOT website, and looks like it is still parking lot for parts of the eastbound 215 coming around Knutson's Corner, so I would still avoid that area. Crash northbound I-15 at 90th South in Salt Lake. That's off to the left shoulder. And it looks like quite a bit of slowage northbound I-15 from Sandy into Murray. I don't have an accident being reported there, but I do see red on the UDOT cameras, which means if you're in that area, you're going really, really slow. If you see something you want to let us know about, you can text us 33986. If you're in the market for a new Toyota vehicle, your search begins at Toyota.com. Whether you're interested in a car, truck, SUV, hybrid, or minivan, comprehensive listing of Utah Toyota dealerships at Toyota.com.
Coming up, I don't think we ought to mix two things. I want to know about, coming up in our next break, the menace to society that can be Gina's kid driving a car.
Yes.
Not a menace to society.
Mm-hmm. In the next break, we're going to...
Muhammad Barberi is a menace.
You're going to have to explain this away.
Okay.
All right.
Stand by.
Listen to Radio.
All right, so we're downtown now. We're Broadway media.
Yeah.
Because our building is on Broadway.
Yeah.
Third South.
Third South. Now, the mayor has taken an awful lot of time and money to build very special bicycle lanes.
Yes.
Here on Third.
Dedicated.
They're very nice.
Dedicated. So I'm walking down Broadway yesterday, and here comes a bike rider toward me on the sidewalk.
Jerk.
On the sidewalk.
He's on the sidewalk, riding his bike down the sidewalk, coming towards me.
Wienermobile! Sorry. For some reason, the Wienermobile's outside. I'm sorry.
I knew she'd do that. I ignored it.
You ignored the Wienermobile?
I did.
You know, you can acknowledge in your head the Wienermobile when someone's in the middle of telling a story.
I'm sorry.
You know.
It's on Third South, Broadway, where your story takes place.
So the bike's coming toward you.
Bike's coming toward me on the sidewalk.
Tell the story to me and shut up, Mike.
Yeah. And so and this is exactly how I did it. I wasn't a jerk about it. I wasn't, hey! I never did that.
Mm-hmm.
I went like this. Bike lane. You could use the bike lane. Said it exactly like that.
Mm-hmm.
And as the guy zipped past me, he yells, F off.
Hug off.
I mean, why? I would think you would prefer to use the bike lane.
Sure.
Why would it be more attractive to drive down the sidewalk than
sort of
the bike lane?
What could you tell? What sort of
it was
biker and
well, he was casual, I think.
Was it a hipster or was it,
was
a guy?
Kind of a hipster.
Or was it a DUI guy?
It was a mountain bike, younger guy, no helmet.
Not a DUI guy.
No. But then a minute later, so I just kept walking. A minute later, he scoots right up next to me.
Were you nervous?
And I'm like, I didn't know what to think. He said, dude, I listen every morning. That was an awesome interaction.
He turned around and came back.
He realized who it was that he had just told to hug off. Yeah.
And I went, okay. I just, the mayor spent an awful lot of time and money on that bike lane. I just thought you might want to use it, is all.
Did he explain why?
He rambled about how he's a passenger, he's a rider, he's a pedestrian, he just goes wherever, some sort of crazy.
Oh, he's like...
It didn't make any sense, and I just kept walking. So.
But he turned around and
came back.
Did he apologize?
Did not apologize. I think that was his way of apologizing.
Saying I listen to your show.
Saying I listen to your show every morning after I tell you to F off.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think I might have said, that doesn't make it okay.
I didn't care to interact anymore. Once he started going on about how he's a pedestrian and a passenger and all that.
Doesn't make any sense.
I went, okay, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk. We need to reset this computer. Anyway,
Well,
8:48 right now.
I was shocked to hear about this.
Well, my youngest child, Mohammed, recently turned 15. So you know what that means.
It means that I'm really old. Because I can remember
when he was tiny.
I can remember Muhammad at Lagoon going, "Where is he? There he goes!
Let's run back and forth."
Yeah.
He was like 3 or 4.
Oh, he's still like that.
Oh yeah.
Though.
He just too much energy,
He still has too much energy.
and he's a free range kid.
Is he gaining some weight finally? Because I know that was a concern for a while.
He is eating like a horse, and I hope that translates into him growing like a horse.
So no.
He's doing the thing where he's making a whole other dinner at 9 o'clock at night.
Wow.
So I think it's coming. He's still skinny mini, but so 15. So time to get the learner's permit.
Oh yeah.
I have a 19-year-old who's still refusing to do that.
I'm simultaneously glad he wants to and sad, because the best talks I have with my kids are when I'm driving them someplace.
I would be sad if I were you, considering this. You know that your daughter, who is now driving,
Yes.
is a very responsible, thoughtful, careful, almost to the point of ridiculousness person.
If she's going to get a ticket, it'll be for driving too slow somewhere.
And then think of your 15-year-old son and what he's like and what he will be like behind the wheel of a car.
God bless him. He's actually gotten quite a bit of driving experience, because up at the tree farm, we have an old truck.
There it goes.
That Joe lets him drive, and it's a stick. He can drive a stick truck
drive it around on the property.
Yeah, and he gets a lot of practice with that.
My grandpa used to let me do that.
He drives the tractor. He drives his dirt bike. He's actually probably already has more experience than his sister had.
I mean, that's how I started. I was, I think, 14.
Yeah.
Driving the truck on the farm and the tractor.
But this is a story about how I screwed up, not him.
Oh, no.
So when you go to the DMV to take you have to take a test before you get your permit.
Okay.
And in order to get your permit, you have to bring birth certificate, proof of residency,
Social Security, I would think.
Social Security card.
Make sure that you're not an enemy of the state.
Right. Yeah, but we have a big file, and I said to Joe, my husband, I need all of the pertinent information for.
And he said, all of it.
And he put it in a Manila folder and handed it to me. So I take Muhammad out to the DMV out at the fair park.
Yep.
And he goes and takes the test, and he passes it.
The written test.
The written test. So he's got, and he asked on the way there, if I pass, can I drive home? And I said, well, sure, that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
Ooh. But it's driving home through Salt Lake City, not, not the farm, not Huntsville. It's 3-4 lanes of traffic.
So, of course, you said yes.
Well, yeah, because that's the point. I mean, if you're going to drive, you got to learn how to do this. So I am hyper-focused on, okay, Muhammad, you got to get in the car and adjust the mirrors and make sure those are okay. And I was so nervous about him driving home. I shouldn't have been. He did a great job. We got home. I get in the garage, and I turn around to look in the back seat where I go to grab the manila envelope with all of his pertinent information on it. And it's not there.
Well, good. It's just extra driving. Let's drive back to the DMV.
Like dream folder for somebody wanting to steal somebody's identity.
Exactly.
It's birth certificate. It's social security card.
And especially if that had fallen into the hands of the government officials.
And I panicked. And I called and you think, okay, you call the DMV.
Yeah, good luck.
What? Call the DMV, and I said to the woman on the phone, I just left, and I left the folder at the thing, and she's like, oh, let me transfer you, because it went to some main number. She transferred me to the Fair Park DMV, and I said, I left the thing, and she said, is it in a manila folder? I'm like, yes. She's like, I'm looking at it right now. I left it sitting on a chair.
Oh, my hell.
Way to go.
And she said, let me go grab it. I was shocked that it was still there. I thought that, because that's like treasure trove of information for somebody.
I'm not. I would be shocked if somebody took it. It would be because most people, and I'm really serious about this. Most people would see this manila envelope and they'd look in it and they go, "Oh, this is somebody's left all of their personal information in here. I'd better take this up to the front." And that's what most people would do.
I was shocked that it was.
But you know Gina's luck.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
I mean, you're not factoring in that famous La Barberi luck.
That's true.
Somebody says we've got a couple of texts about it. My oldest got his learner's permit. I made him drive through rush hour traffic from the DMV on the mountain in Harriman all the way to the Salt Palace. That's a long way.
All of my kids drive. All three of my kids that drive, and I have refused to ride with them.
You're supposed to go and teach them.
That's what I have a wife for.
Oh.
So
you won't ride with them to teach them how to?
I will now, but I don't, because I don't have the nerve for it.
It's scary.
I know, and it would be scary for them because I'd be yelling at them all the time.
I remember when I got mine, here's what my mom said to me. You have to think of your car as a loaded gun that's pointed at everybody on the road.
Wow, that's a little extreme.
But you can kill somebody. You have to be careful with it. But
see, if I said that to one of my kids, he'd go, "Oh, cool."
I never thought of it that way. I want to drive all the time now.
Now here's a nice little hack. Get magnetic student driver stickers for your car.
Oh.
Other drivers are so much nicer if you have that displayed. They cut you some slack if it says student driver.
I'm going to put those on my car.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Because I told him going through town, because people don't drive the speed limit, and they get irritated when you are, and he'd be like, everybody's going faster than me. I'm like, you just have to deal with people being mad at you for driving slow. You're perfectly legal what you're doing, driving slow. But
the speed limit on city streets in Salt Lake is 25 miles an hour.
some places it's 20. Remember, they just changed it.
But at 20, it should
Remember, it was
uniformly is going to be 25 because Mayor Mendenhall went and hung up all the signs.
That's right. Robert in the chat room regarding your loaded weapon thing. 9 hells, the Sainted Mary Claire is hardcore.
She's not. I mean, it's a good way to think. Loaded gun pointed at everybody on the road.
And if you're not careful, you'll be a murderer.
So be careful.
And you'll have to spend the rest of your life in prison. So don't drive. I don't know. I really, but it's really true. I wouldn't go with them. My wife did it. I can't.
That's darn. You owe her for that. Because it is nerve-wracking, and somebody has to do it.
She has a better disposition for that sort of thing than I do. Because I would have the tendency to be way too nervous and also to yell.
What are you doing?
Don't do that! Which is not going to help anybody.
No. All right. Well, speaking of which, Gina, traffic.
Okay, let's see if anything is better on 215 Bell Route. It's still slow there, I'm afraid. That's been an issue all morning due to that accident right around Knutson's Corner going north on the east side belt. Also some slowage northbound I-15 coming from Sandy into Murray. And we do have an accident northbound I-15 90th south in Salt Lake. That's off to the left shoulder. And if you're seeing something, you can always text us, 33986.
All right. We're going to take a break right now, but get ready. Frank Crist presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine, coming up just about 9:06, 9:07, something like that. But you can line up and get ready to play now at 877-602-9696. You could win.
We have tickets to see the Interrupters.
Interrupters tickets. Love that band. 877-602-9696. Call, line up, play Frank Crist Presents, and win those concert tickets. ranlife.com/X96.
You know, Ranlife Home Loans, local mortgage company, they have hold my mortgage. I've dealt with them now for several years, probably 20, as a matter of fact. They have all kinds of great loan products, and you can find out about them by going to ranlife.com/X96. Now, for instance, if you're looking to buy a new home while you're selling your current home, that can be kind of dicey, difficult to figure out. Well, Ranlife has something they call a bridge loan that lets you purchase a new home before your current home sells. That's just one example of the many programs, loan programs that Ranlife has to offer. They also have the special programs for first-time home buyers where you could get up to 100% financing on your home. So find out about all of it by visiting ranlife.com/X96. You can speak with an expert about your situation. It's the perfect time to start buying your home with Ranlife.
Wanted to give this to Gina
I thought we weren't. No.
for her birthday. Go ahead.
Now, Carrie.
No, I insist that you open it
We
up.
had.
Happy birthday, Gina.
Oh, that's right. It's your birthday today.
It is her birthday
We
today.
usually try not to acknowledge these things, Carrie.
I know we don't.
I'm
but,
going to start acknowledging your birthday.
No, just
And I thought we had
hang
a
on.
new policy.
Okay.
Don't we
go
have
ahead.
a new
Just
policy?
go ahead and unwrap that. You can tear wrapped with care.
Oh, it's a UV sanitizer with wireless charge.
No, I need the box back. That's just the
Oh.
box. I need that back.
It's not a.
You have a UV sanitizer for your phone?
Yeah, that's Sue's. But she said she wanted the box back, so I got to get the box back.
I like it. What is it?
Now
What?
This is following through on the ungift, the non-gift.
Now, tell people what the non-gift is.
I bought Gina this action figure,
which is
Yeah, you bought it.
which is yes.
Who's on a closeout?
No, you're
All
not
right.
supposed to.
No,
So-
it's full boat. This is a Dr. Frankenstein action figure from Young
it.
Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
and then we, Sue said as I was getting ready to give this to Gina, you know what's going to happen to that?
Yeah.
It's going to, collect dust somewhere with all the other stuff that she's got.
Right.
So, and that's when Sue invented the non-gift.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea being is that instead of buying something that is just going to clutter up someone's house, and you know it will, take a picture of it, send it to them, and said, here's my non-gift to you. I was thinking of you.
Because that's really the gift
Sure.
is the fact that you saw a young Frankenstein action figure and you thought of me, which that is the gift.
Can you
part
return
of
that
it.
to the store and get a refund?
I could, but it's a local business. I don't know.
Okay. Because what
So,
Gina
right.
would do with that, she would take that action
Yes.
figure and put it on her desk.
With the rest of them.
Yeah, where it would stay until we leave this building for good.
Exactly.
And then she would put all of that crap in a box and never look at
And
it
it would
again.
sit in a garage or a
Yeah.
storage unit.
I mean,
somewhere.
at least while we're here,
Yeah.
it's at her desk. Well, she never sits at her desk anyway.
My computer doesn't work.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't clear, it was a lovely wrapped package with a picture of the action figure in the box.
Front and back, so
Front
that way
and
you
back.
can enjoy, both sides.
It's a good. That's a
love
good
this
way
so
to do
much.
it. That's a good way to do it.
I love this idea.
Could we even go so far as to say, not even do this, just say, it's your birthday, and I was at a store the other day, and there was this beautiful cake, and I thought, that cake would be great for your birthday.
Sure.
And I was thinking about you.
Sure.
Because
Well,
that really is the
where's
gift.
where's the cake? Well, I didn't buy the cake.
I just thought you would enjoy this
Yeah,
cake
yeah.
because I looked at the ingredients and they're all the things that you love.
Exactly.
Because what is nicer than somebody looking at something and knowing you well enough? Oh, 14 points of articulation.
So,
It
yeah,
says.
you didn't. It looks just like Gene
Wow.
Hackman.
Can I at least can I hold it?
In
Can
certain,
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
Well,
I mean, in the true non-gift
No.
sense, you wouldn't be able to hold it. would
No,
you?
you shouldn't even have. You shouldn't have even revealed.
Well, I was
that.
thinking I'd bring it in and give it away for Beat Gina.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a good
we
idea.
totally should do that.
So we could do that.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll let you.
Can I just hold it?
All right.
It's kind of cold.
What do
in
you
a
mean?
way. It's well, as I think about doing that, you say to a person, I saw this action figure
Mhm.
and I thought of you, it would be the perfect gift for you, and then the person will go, okay, well where
Well, no,
where is
I
it?
think you need to know who you're dealing with. Because
Mhm.
if I did this for my mother, she would hate that. She wants the thing.
She would.
all the
she
more
would
reason
want
to,
the thing.
wants
Yeah.
the thing.
all the more reason to do it as far as I'm concerned.
But for me,
Mm.
who I compulsively get rid of stuff,
Mm.
not giving me more stuff, but thinking about me, that's
You're one of
that's
those people who periodically someone in your life has said, "Hey, where's my
Oh yeah.
my whatever? Where's
Mhm.
my what?" Oh,
Once or twice a year that happens.
I threw that out. You
Can I-
what?
So here's a good example.
All right.
So I took Mohammed to McDonald's the other day.
Okay.
And he said, I want a McRib
Of course he
because
does.
they're going
'Cause
away forever.
Forever.
Okay. So I got him a...
Because that makes market sense.
Yeah. So I got him a McRib.
Mm-hmm.
2 days later, I go down in his room,
Mm-hmm.
and there is the McRib box on his desk. And I picked it up
Yeah.
to go throw it away, and he says, no, I want to save that.
Yeah.
I said,
Because they've gone away forever.
and it's got barbecue sauce all over. I'm like,
Honey.
I'm not going to save this.
Honey,
old
let Mommy tell you about marketing.
It'll be back.
Well, and no, I am not letting you save a barbecue
Why not?
sauce.
Why?
Why not?
Why won't you let it? It's not going to.
trash,
It's
and
not going to. Is it going to hurt him?
It smells bad.
It'll stop smelling after a while.
Tell him to leave it outside till it stops smelling.
Yeah.
Look, you can't keep that.
Why?
No.
It's not like he's trying to keep a pile of dog feces or
All right.
something. It's just an empty box.
Confession time. When I heard that they were phasing out the styrofoam clamshell for the McDonald's burgers.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I saved a couple of those to put, like, crap in.
You really did?
Yeah. I was just a kid, you know.
But
I cleaned them out.
They
though.
weren't covered
still
in
have 'em?
barbecue sauce.
No, I don't. No, I cleaned them out.
I think you should just let him have it.
Sean Cassidy.
Well, see, now I'm torn because
Meet
look, she's playing.
Frankenstein.
She's playing with the
I
toy.
know, you
So
shouldn't
now I'm torn.
You shouldn't have let her
I
have
thought that the non-gift was the way to go with Gina, but now she's enjoying the actual gift.
I know.
It's so nice to meet you.
Mhm.
I'm a private detective and rock star. I'm a scientist.
She's really good at improv, isn't she?
Wow.
And she changes the voices. Have you noticed that?
Miss Brandt, could we get one of Gina's little ponies in here? I'm thinking that Dr. Frankenstein needs a pony.
Bring in her unicorn collection.
Oh, I would like a pony to ride on after I make a monster and bring it back to life. Oh, you shouldn't do that. That's a bad idea.
Now, who's saying that?
Because they both sound the same.
Yeah, and the improv skills at work here are just stunning.
That could go really horribly.
Really horribly, yeah.
Once during a clutter clean-out, did I accidentally offer a friend a gift that they had previously given to me?
Oh, that's bad.
Oopsies. That's the re-gifting. You got to watch that stuff.
Yeah.
You got to be careful. Yeah. Re-gifting is a great thing. I have no problem with it.
Thank you, Carrie Jackson.
Okay, now give me the toy back.
My ex-wife threw away my wisdom teeth.
Gross.
Yuck. All right.
I liked them.
I'll give you your box back.
Yeah, I do need the box back. That was the instructions I received.
Very nicely wrapped.
Well, that was Sue. That was all
A
Sue.
lovely ribbon.
That whole project was her. That was
well done, Sue.
That was her. So, got to give it up.
Well done.
Now, I remember when you left us yesterday.
Frank Crist, Celebrity Reaper, here in the studio. What do you remember, Gina?
I remember he said he thought he could take the day off.
Yeah.
It looked like a light.
I was looking.
A light day.
I looked at the celebrity birthdays, and they were mostly in their 60s.
Well, poor Jeff Beck.
Jeff Beck.
It came on suddenly, that bacterial meningitis.
Yes, I was sitting. I got all comfy in my big easy chair.
Did you have on your slippers, your big
I
fuzzy
had my
slippers?
slippers on, the ones that look like Godzilla feet.
Uh-huh.
They make noises when I walk. And I had my my blanket, and I'm all set up. I popped in the Golden Girls DVD, and thunk! There was the pneumatic tube.
Uh-oh. Home office says?
Home office said, go get Jeff Beck.
Oh.
There's no rest for the wicked.
What?
There's no rest.
Jeff Beck isn't wicked.
No,
I'm
Frank.
not wicked.
Frank isn't wicked.
Well, he's a grim
I'm
reaper.
doing my job. I'm cursed.
When we hear your origin story, I'll bet there's some wickedness there. how you ended up where you are today, Mr. Crist.
If wicked would apply, deviousness, perhaps.
Mr. F.J. Crist. Frank Crist is the Celebrity Reaper. He has, for him, an unfortunate job because he loves the precious.
I love our precious celebrities.
He loves them, but his job there are all kinds of reapers. There are animal reapers, I understand, and there are reapers of just evil overlords.
I wanted to be that.
Yeah, that would be good, but no. Frank has to reap the souls of celebrities, the ones he loves. And Frank stops by here every weekday to play a game we call Frank Crist Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
And that's where we have a list of celebrities, just a short list of 4 celebrities. On this list, 3 of those celebrities, they're
fine. I may have met them, but I've not, met them.
You've seen them.
I've seen them.
Yeah, they're fine. They're just fine.
Checked on them. Sometimes Frank just drops by to check on them.
And sometimes maybe you've enjoyed their work.
Oh, absolutely. I love our precious celebrities.
But one of the persons or people on this list is no longer with us, and it's the contestant's job to figure out which one is no longer here.
It's Jerry's job today.
Hi, Jerry.
Hi.
How are you, Jerry?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
No, Jerry, I'm fine. I'm just fine. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm just fine.
Yes, good. Excellent, Jerry. Jerry, are you ready to play?
I sure am, yes.
All right, here we go. These are 4 actors, all of whom have played Abraham Lincoln in a movie. All right? All of these 4 actors have played Abraham Lincoln in a movie, and you have to determine which one is no longer with us. Number 1 on the list, Kevin Sorbo. He had starring roles in, of course, 2 TV series, Hercules and Hercules: The Legendary Journeys. Also, Captain Dylan Hunt in Andromeda. Sorbo is also known for acting in Christian drama films like God's Not Dead and Let There Be Light. Sorbo attended Minnesota State University, Moorhead, where he double majored in marketing and advertising, and where many people thought he should have stayed. But
yes.
He, to help pay for tuition, he began to work as a model for print and television advertising, and then went on to acting. He played Lincoln in a movie called FDR, American Badass.
I don't remember that one.
Really? Number 1 on the list, Kevin Sorbo. Number 2 on the list, Billy Campbell. First gained recognition for his recurring role as Luke Fuller in the TV show Dynasty. There he became known for, then he became known for playing Rick Samler on Once and Again, Detective Jody in Delhi on Crime Story, Jordan Collier on the 4400, John Fielding in the Tales of City miniseries. His most notable films include The Rocketeer, Bram Stoker's Dracula, and Enough. He played Lincoln in the movie Killing Lincoln. Number 2, Billy Campbell. Number 3 on our list of actors who have played Abraham Lincoln, Richard Kidd Strange. Richard Kidd Strange. Richard Strange is an English writer, actor, musician, who was the founder and frontman of the proto-punk art rock group Doctors of Madness. The band was supported by the Sex Pistols, the Jam, and Joy Division, but never made it in any kind of commercial way. He curated and wrote and directed and performed in a collaborative operatic project with the composer Gavin Bryars based on the life and work of William Burroughs. The film he played Abraham Lincoln in was called Mr. Lonely. Number 3, Richard Strange. And finally on the list, number 4, Robert Barron. Mr. Barron, best known for his role as the voice of Admiral Donald Hayes in the 1980 animated series Robotech, of which he also served as producer. Before permanently moving to California and beginning his Hollywood work, he spent several years in regional theater across the U.S., built an impressive resume of glowing reviews for playing roles in Cyrano de Bergerac, Abraham Lincoln in Illinois, Sir Thomas More in A Man for All Seasons. He also is well known for playing Abraham Lincoln in the comedy film Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Be excellent to each other.
Number 4 on the list, Robert Barron. So those are 4 actors, all of whom have played Lincoln. Which one is dead, do you think?
Oh, I think it's between Robert and Kevin. I'm going to go with Kevin.
Well, unfortunately, you're incorrect.
Oh, we only wish. We wish.
Kevin is still alive. He's 64 years old. What was your second choice?
Robert.
Robert?
Robert.
That would be correct. We'll give it to you. Robert Barron, he died in the year 2000 at the age of 67.
Now I have Kevin Sorbo on my Deadpool list.
That's right.
Well, he's only, what did I say, 64.
Yeah, but I'd get lots of points.
Long
for him.
shot.
Billy Campbell is 63, and Richard Kidd Strange, who I'd never heard of, but see, what I like preparing this, I started reading about Richard Kidd Strange. Fascinating human being,
really,
and quite an accomplished artist in many fields, and still around, still doing stuff.
Well, Jerry, you've won tickets to see the Interrupters coming to the complex on May 23rd.
Right.
Wonderful.
Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. Hang on the line.
Well, I just need a day off.
Well, Richard Strange is 72.
Oh, he is?
Can't you find a temp to fill in for you for a day? Just
I
in
wish.
case?
You don't understand how.
Don't you have an
curses
apprentice?
work.
You have an apprentice.
Someday I'll have an apprentice. Maybe. I can only hope. Has anyone seen Ricky Van Shelton?
I'm not even sure who that is.
He's a country.
He's a country.
Oh, yeah, I know.
71.
Yeah.
Howard Stern, 69.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah. He looks healthy.
Yeah. Rob Zombie, 58.
No, he's fine.
Oh, he's undead.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
here's to wishing you some rest.
Again, I'm going to try to.
Maybe today.
Maybe today.
Maybe today. Get that Golden Girls DVD out.
I will.
All right.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye, Frank. Goodbye. Yeah, if you want to just do a Wikipedia for Richard Kidd Strange, he's done so much stuff, and I think it's interesting. He had this band called Doctors of Madness that Sex Pistols, the Jam, Joy Division, they all loved it, but just never made it.
We got big boy news and innuendo after these. Stand by.
I was going to mention this article a little bit more.
Oh, okay. This is the Tribune article?
Yeah, this guy calls me. And that's why, I don't know what Richie expected. He calls me, he asks for some quotes. So the first thing you want to do, obviously, is see if he got the quotes right.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you always do? If you're being quoted
I don't want to be
paper?
misquoted.
No.
I might come off looking stupid.
I'm just concerned my name's spelled right.
It is. And I was quoted correctly. I don't know about you, because you haven't looked yet.
I was rambling. I was doing my dishes when he called, so I had him on my jawbone, you know.
I was
you in the bathroom?
No, I was at Liberty Park putting my kids on the Ferris wheel and the little all the little death trap rides that are over there at Liberty Park. The little injury-inducing ride. I cut myself on this.
Really?
Allred, in referencing his 5,000th episode on the Radio from Hell program, was quoted as saying, "You little jerk, get on that ride!"
You're bringing the little jerks tonight, right?
Yeah. But the quote, this dawned on me. This was, I think, one of the more brilliant observations I've ever had. The reporter from the Salt Lake Tribune asked me, so why do you think your show has been on so long? Why has it lasted 5,000 episodes when other morning shows and radio shows have come and gone? Some appear and go quickly, some are there for a while, but they disappear. Why have you guys lasted 5,000 episodes? And I said, well, it seems pretty simple to me. It's because nobody ever fired us. Really? I mean, isn't that he kind of paused and he said, well, I guess that is true, isn't it?
Well, but we were
It doesn't
fired.
mean it's good. We just weren't fired.
We were fired once.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess we were fired once.
Yeah.
No, you weren't fired. You could have stayed. You two could have kept doing the show.
No, he was told he would be fired if he didn't sign the contract.
That's what I mean. If you had signed the contract,
I was fired I was fired because I wanted to be fired. So I don't count that as really being fired.
Mm.
I was fired because I really, really wanted to be fired in the long run. I wasn't going to sign.
You could have kept your job if you wanted.
Yeah.
You signed the contract. You keep your job.
I wasn't going to sign a contract with those people, and I said to myself, if they fire me, I'll get unemployment. So yeah, that's what I want. I wanted to be fired.
So you were fired.
Yeah, but nobody's ever really fired.
Like I said,
fired
you
us.
suck. I don't want you to work here anymore. Get out.
Technically, I've been fired. You were never fired.
I've been fired many, many times. What, you mean from that
Not
job?
from this show. But not from this show.
From this show. You've never been fired from this show.
Not from this show, no.
No.
Well, that's where it matters.
No. Never been fired from this show. And I was fired kind of by design, so I don't count that.
All right, 9:22. Time now for Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by.
Become a nurse in just 32 months at Nightingale College, blending online classes with on-ground supervised field experience. Virtual college, actual nursing. Start your nursing journey at nightingale.edu. Now accepting enrollment for summer semester.
I watched a movie trailer yesterday, a Joaquin Phoenix movie.
Mm-hmm.
Directed by the guy who directed creepy movies, Midsommar and Hereditary, Ari Aster. And apparently, it says here, it's bringing the world a new nightmare, one that is fraught with beauty and genuine horror, and apparently one man's battle to exist in the outside world. And I don't know whether they mean the outside world in terms of out of doors, but I think it means more in a world that is outside of our own, based on the trailer, because the trailer's really trippy. Joaquin Phoenix takes another breather from Todd Phillips' Joker project to pop in as lead in the film that's delivered a nightmarish first trailer, along with surrealist tones and pops of color that are so vivid they might set off a color bomb in your mind. One that happens to cross generations quite literally. It's really odd looking, I have to say. So if you're curious, just look up a trailer for Beau is Afraid. B-E-A-U, Beau is Afraid.
Okay.
Let's see what else we have here. Firefighters rescued multiple dogs in West Valley City and revived a dog after finding it unconscious in a house fire. Firefighters were responding to a house fire on Royal Scott Drive in West Valley City. Investigators found the cause of the fire was a heat source in the basement that was too close to combustibles. Don't put your paint cans and your turpentine around the furnace, okay? Just don't do that. The fire had smoldered before fully catching fire, breaking through a nearby window and spreading to the garage. 4 residents that lived at the location weren't home at the time. The building was later determined uninhabitable, so the fire was that bad. But there were several animals in the building. Now, the dogs were all rescued. There's a picture of one firefighter with a dog that they had to revive. Poor dog. It just looks like.
Oh.
But happy. There it is. X96.com/live.
Poor kid.
Yeah, but lucky to be alive and pulling through. They had to give him oxygen, and it says stimulate the dog, which I don't know.
Rub his belly.
I guess.
Rub his belly. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy.
The dog is doing well. Oh, one of the dogs. There were two other dogs inside. One of them passed away.
Oh.
One of them passed away. The second was unconscious but revived as well. So, as the rains ease in California, they're cleaning up, but it's not over yet.
No.
Another round is coming. I mean, we're going to get it early next week, and we're getting it too.
Brief reprieve after nearly 2 weeks of downpours. Chance to recover, but get ready for another round of storms. They're expected over the weekend. A series of atmospheric rivers channels of battering rain, leading to flash flood and mudslides across the state. The storms have killed 18 people as of Wednesday, the officials said, and more than 4.5 million people were still under flood watch early Wednesday as swollen rivers and creeks continued to spill over their banks. Attorney General Merrick Garland will make a statement of some kind at 1:15 p.m. Eastern Time, so that's 11:15 here.
I always get my hopes up when they announce these.
The statement will, however, follow news that President Biden's aides have found extra classified documents in a second location beyond those discovered in November at a Washington office Biden used after his vice presidency. Richard Sauber, special counsel to the president, said in a statement on Thursday, as we stated previously, we are fully cooperating with the National Archives and the Department of Justice in a process to ensure that any Obama-Biden administration records are appropriately in possession of the National Archives. There is some speculation that Merrick Garland is going to address this subject. What the situation is legally. What is it legally?
Did he make a statement about Trump's documents? I don't think so.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know whether he did or not. It's just thought that that might be what he's about to address.
My guess is now with this new Republican House that the people around Biden said, we better look and make sure there aren't any documents that could come back to haunt them. We're going to proactively go look for these.
Within the last month, multiple associates of former President Trump received new wide-ranging subpoenas from special counsel Jack Smith, requesting documents and records far more expansive than the previous outreaches these individuals had received from the Department of Justice before the special prosecutor Smith was appointed. The subpoenas, which were described to ABC News by sources who received them, include questions and about fundraising efforts and about talking points leading up to the January 6th attack on the Capitol. The special counsel is also requesting information on how individuals are paying for any legal representation they might be receiving. You know, who's bankrolling your defense here? Something that came into question when a former aide to Mark Meadows, Cassidy Hutchison, told the House January 6th committee that she had changed attorneys because her first counsel was being paid through funds linked to Donald Trump. And Cassidy Hutchison, being a smart young woman, said, I better not do that. Better not do that. Documents with classified markings from, I've already talked about that. Let's see. An ex-campaign staffer for George Santos. An ex-campaign staffer. So worked on the campaign. Mm-hmm. Santos got elected and this person quit. Predicted that his former employer will ultimately face legal repercussions regarding his finances.
Oh, yeah.
Santos, freshman congressman, was found to have lied about many, many, many aspects of his life, including his ancestry and where he worked and the kind of underwear he wears. And I mean, anything he could possibly lie about, he would lie about it.
Yep.
But the person who worked for him on the campaign said he's going to jail.
Yep.
He will go to jail.
We're going to find out where all this money came from, and it's going to be over. Thanks, Kevin McCarthy, for standing by your man. Weather.
He's loyal, Carrie.
Look at that nice day out there. You see that nice day?
It is nice.
44 for a high, mostly sunny. Similar tomorrow, even warmer, could be close to 50 for a high tomorrow. And then Saturday into Sunday is when things start changing back over to that rain snow pattern, but we still stay in the 40s for the most part, it looks like. That's your weather.
Yeah, you listen to Radio from Hell in your car, but...
The lightning round of Ask a Bullfighter.
You could still get in a phone question if you want, 801-359-9696 or 877-602-9696. But we have a lot of text questions. How about your health insurance, Ammon? They must be some. There must be some restrictions, or you have to have.
You must be risky.
You have to have special health insurance, or what?
I don't. It probably would be a good idea if you were going to do it.
You've had injuries.
Good idea.
Just thinking about this, are you? All right.
Hey,
wait a minute.
Why didn't I think of that? So what do you? I mean, has your health insurance covered you so far?
Yeah, on the cases where I've needed to go, a lot of the injuries are, you're just going to be sore. You can't really do much for it.
Cinch you up. We just cinch you up on the kitchen table. Yeah.
Until that big brain injury comes around, then you're going to wish you had it. Let's see. Text question. Not me, of course. I want to ride a bull once before I die. How would I go about doing this?
Good. Well, that's
his bucket list, I guess.
Yeah, it's probably easier than a lot of people think.
Make it the last item on your bucket list.
And finally,
actually, the Broken Heart Rodeo Company has practice where they buck out some of their younger animals just to see how well they'll perform. And I'm not sure if he's still doing it, but usually it's every Wednesday night in Ogden at the Golden Spike Arena.
Really? Show up and
yeah, like there's kids from high school that come and get on, or guys from college that just haven't been riding for a while that want to get back in.
You have to pay a little fee to do it.
Yeah, I think it's like $20, and usually there's enough guys there that have the equipment that if somebody, I've been there before when people have shown up that have never been on an animal before.
I don't have my own rigging.
Yeah, they help them do it. So
listen to you.
That would be a good. And I know on the website, on the Golden Spike Arena website, there's a calendar, and it'll list on the days that they have practice.
All right. Let's see. How many bones have you broken? Pretty standard question.
Probably 5.
5. What was the most painful one? No, no pelvis, I hope.
No, my pelvis is functioning great.
That's good to hear.
It's good news for your fiance there too.
My worst injury is probably my ankle when I broke it and dislocated it.
Have you ever seen a rider or bullfighter lose their life?
I have not.
That has not happened. Okay.
Not where I've been. Thank goodness.
Let's see.
Do you have to be a big guy to be a bullfighter?
Yeah, I would think because you're over 6 feet. I would think you'd want to be a little guy, like a smaller target.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'm big or not, but this is my size, and the guy I work with is the guy that I fight bulls with. He's about my same size, and I kind of think of it as there's more cushion for the pushing, or I can take more of a hit. And so maybe if I was a little smaller, maybe if I was smaller, I'd break more bones because I got some padding. I don't know, but
let's see. Growing up in Franklin, Idaho, where there was nothing to do, have you ever gone cow tipping?
No. Actually, we tried one time to see how close we could get, but they weren't really sleeping. So.
Well, you got to make sure.
Isn't that just a myth?
I kind of think it is.
You can't push a cow over when they're asleep.
Gina?
I'm going to look it up.
That's bull.
Look it up.
That's bull is what that is.
9:36 right now.
Now, a lot of people might remember our next guest for being the star of a radio show called Rick and Amy.
In Iowa.
Back in Iowa or Ohio? Or
back in Iowa, yeah.
Back in Iowa. But now Rick Seven has become the, went from radio to a real job, being the marketing director for Squatters and Wasatch. And we're going to talk about our event coming up on the 22nd of January at the what do we call the space where we have it? It's a beautiful place to do events.
So that is actually called the Loft Bar and Grain Room. The Loft Bar is on the second floor. The Grain Room is up on the third floor because that's where they store all the malt and the grain to make all the delicious beers there, which we did bring you plenty of beer today.
And I thought we were special being able to hold our brunches there, but you're saying that space is available for other people to rent out for other reasons?
You know, it is. We like to say anything from weddings to wakes you can have up there, and it's they're both very enjoyable if you do them right.
Sure.
And,
See, now I had my wedding party in the potting shed.
Yep.
And I've also had like family parties, like birthday parties.
Was
and
I
things
invited
there.
to that?
Yeah, you were there.
Was I?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the potting shed's a great place on the first floor. It's kind of more of a sit-down lunch and dinner area. You have business meals and all that kind of stuff. So that's great.
It's really great up there, though. It's perfect for what we're doing. The Lights Camera Brunch on the 22nd of January, 22nd of this month, and starts at 10 o'clock. And we had been saying we're going to, with your $30 ticket, you get the pint glasses, but there's
that's what we were told.
But this is something different here.
We're actually jumping up the caliber. We're going to a awesome, clever camping mug. That's an X96 Squatters camping mug. Yeah, so you can put beer in there, you can put whiskey in there, or my favorite, beer and whiskey in there.
I noticed we're not mentioning coffee.
Well, you can have coffee with whiskey in it.
Oh, yeah, a coffee royale.
If you went to our last brunch event and you got the pint glasses and you're like, oh, I already got some of those, this is another reason to sign up for this one because these are different.
Exactly, and when you, like me, drop your glass a lot when you're enjoying your beer skis, it's, it doesn't break.
Yeah.
It's
I
really
love this. This is going right in the trailer.
Huh?
My trailer. They're camping.
Oh, I see. Yeah, see, this goes with my camping gear and my tent.
I thought she was so special. She actually has a trailer here as well.
Now let's talk a little bit about the event itself. Of course, we're going to have special guests. We're going to record a Not Safe for Word podcast. Now, last time we did this, we were fortunate in that Jeff was there on with us. Peter was in town a little bit before that.
We had him on the show before that, but not for the podcast.
But they're not going to be there this time.
No, and that's sort of the elephant in the room why I'm here versus Jeff and Peter. And, Peter is actually wintering in New Zealand because he likes to hang out with people who talk funny like he does. And Jeff, we kind of picked who was the most sober to show up for this show. And I got a designated driver, and Jeff couldn't do that.
Oh, I see. That's good. Well, that's a good plan. And we'll be happy to have you on the show if you'd like to participate.
Well, thank you.
Because you're an old radio guy yourself. So.
Yeah, the Rick and Amy show back in Iowa didn't go so well, but that's because I was Amy at the time. So
that'll do it.
So your $30 ticket, and you do have to be 21 or older, by the way, for this. But your $30 ticket, that includes not only these brand new mugs we're talking about, camping mugs, but you get brunch with that. What kind of stuff are we going to have for
delicious brunch? You're going to have your eggs, your French toast, your sausage, your bacon. Pretty much what you think of breakfast is going to be there. It's going to be a delicious. It's going to be. I think there's going to be some potatoes up there as well.
Oh, yeah. Fresh fruit.
Fresh fruit. Yeah, if you like that stuff. Yeah.
The bar starts serving at 10 a.m.
Which is awesome because we have the liquor license up there, so we can do that. It's weird. That's why we're not talking about beer so much right now because we have to wait till after 10 to talk about beer.
That's true. Podcast starts around 11.
Yep.
And $30. X96.com is where you can go to get your tickets.
Yeah, and there's still some available, but they are selling out fast. So
we sold it out last time we did this, and there were people who said, "Oh, I waited too long." Don't wait. Get your tickets. Just go to X96.com. At $30, that's a superb deal, really.
It's a heck of a deal, especially in today. Everything's going up, and we're holding it steady at $30. Plus, you get the free mug. I mean, that's actually
absolutely.
And we'll record a Not Safe for Work podcast, and we're working on some filmmakers that are coming to town.
Katie's been communicating with some, hard to pin them down exactly right now, but we've got Slam Dance and Sundance going on, and she's working with the Utah Film Commission and our friends at Slam Dance and Sundance to try to book some
Oh,
guest for
you
that.
know, we should get what's his Peter, the founder of Slam Dance. If he's in town, he would be a great.
Oh,
guest.
yeah.
I can't think of his last name right now.
And I'll be there, and people say I kind of look like a drunk Helen Mirren, so, you know.
Yeah,
I can see that. I can see that. If you would come in drag, I bet people would pay $30 just to see that happen.
I know my mom would not, but, you know.
Rick's 7. That's
Peter Baxter is who.
Oh, Peter Baxter. That's
Baxter,
right. Rick's 7. Can I ask you about your last name?
Sure.
What? Tell me about your last name. 7.
Well, it was kind of, my mom's last name was 3, my dad's last name was 4.
Well,
They kept
you know
enjoying- I know.
You've told that one,
I
haven't
know.
you, many times?
I was born on 7/7, so I'm blessed to have a last name 7. So,
well, lucky for you.
Yeah, you would think I'd be more famous than I am, but I'm not.
Well, after the 22nd, you will be. We'll make sure that you will be famous after that,
That'll
okay?
be great.
Or infamous, if you prefer.
Yeah.
So please get your tickets. It's on the 22nd, x96.com. And this beer that you brought, is it?
Yeah, what is
Oh,
this?
yeah, so this is a Broadway Kolsch. So we stopped by Squatters on the way here, and Jason was there. He's the
Hi,
wonderful
Jason.
brewer. And hi, Jason. He said he was going to listen to us. So this is a Broadway Kolsch named after the road that we are both on. And it's a new brew. It's an ale. Or sorry, it's a pill. It's a what do you call it? Kolsch, sorry. And it's ale lagered, cold beer, smooth and crisp, not quite as hoppy as a traditional Pilsner, but it's delicious. I'm not going to say I tried it this morning, but I tried it this morning. And it's really good.
Okay, well, we've got a growler full of it here, and I'm sure we'll divvy that
And
up.
we have mugs to put it in.
Yes.
So
we're covered.
Excellent. Nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you all,
Look
too.
forward to seeing you on Sunday, the 22nd.
All right.
Sounds great.
Get your tickets, x96.com. We'll have fun, I promise.
Look forward to seeing everybody there.
Okay.
All right.
you.
So we will take a break. We will be back crawling towards the exits after these.
Hi,
Time once again for one of our new regular features. It's called
Hello, sailor boys! Sail the 7 seas.
I have sailor mail from Festus, who's at boot camp at the Recruit Training Command in Great Lakes, Illinois. It says,
Festus is Gina's son, ladies and gentlemen. Most of you know that, but it doesn't help to reset.
"Hey Mama, 19 days till graduation. I've been a lot busier the last few days, and being busy makes it more bearable living with 90 18 to 25-year-old males. It's usually hard enough just living with myself. We passed our bunk makeup and personnel inspections almost flawlessly and are currently at the top of our training group."
Now wait, so they inspect their bunk, they inspect their makeup, and they have training sessions. I didn't know they wore makeup.
Apparently.
You know, the camouflage makeup, you know.
Our drill or marching inspection is in 2 days, so we've been marching for at least 2 hours a day to practice for the coming week. Next week, we're going to do guns. You know how much I love guns. USA, USA. And the week after that, firefighting training. We're pretty much on our way to being the cat's pajamas, but like in a cool military way. Last night for dinner, we had pulled pork and potatoes, too, so you could say it could be worse. By the way, I think Pulled Pork and Pistols should be the next Clint Eastwood movie, probably if he hasn't died already. Has he? I want to know everyone who's died since I've been here. I missed the news. I really went from 0 to 100 knowing everything that was going on, coming here and knowing diddly squat. So give me the headlines. By the way, I appreciate the friends of the program that have sent me letters telling me what's going on, too. I love you so much, and I can't wait to see you when I get out. And the mountains. I also want to see the mountains. Sorry if you haven't gotten my letters. The Navy's mid-pandemic postal service is not up to par, but I'm getting more of them recently. P.S. I know my handwriting is atrocious, but really, who is expecting any more than that? Love, Festus. I also got a message from his wife yesterday, who said, Has Festus called you today? No, I haven't talked to him. He hasn't called me the whole time he's been gone. He gets a few phone calls, and they always go to his wife.
Mm-hmm. How long has he been gone now?
He left on July 26th.
Okay.
So, I said, no, he didn't call me today. Why? Is anything wrong? And she said, well, I was driving, and I missed his call, and I'm wondering if he called you instead. I said, no, I didn't hear from him. Let me know, because they have scheduled calls, so you're close to your phone when it's supposed to happen. And she texted me a little while later, and she said, well, he was supposed to get a long phone call from me, but someone in his division thought it'd be funny to put shaving cream in somebody else's boot, and so the whole division didn't get their phone call.
Oh,
really?
Those swabbies, those jacktars.
Really? This far in, we're still doing stuff like...
That's what you do when you sail the 7 seas.
So, they punished the entire unit?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because one guy?
Yes.
Yes, because you are supposed to be as one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be that one guy.
So
I
can you
saw
imagine?
Full Metal Jacket. I know how they take it out on you, you know?
Can you imagine saying, I get to call my wife, I haven't talked to my wife in a week, and I get a 5-minute window of a phone call, and they take it away from me because some jerk in my division decides to fill a boot with shaving cream.
I saw what
That's the
happened.
Navy for you.
I saw what happened to Vincent D'Onofrio in Full Metal Jacket. The
Mhm.
socks with soap in them, you know. And
Yeah.
they hold him down, and I don't want to be that guy.
No.
Well, don't join, and don't put cream in anybody's boot.
No.
Well,
But I want to thank friends of the program again. I got lots of letters for Festus that I've been printing off and sending to him. And yes, he appreciates the news, as he keeps saying. It would be hard. Like, for us, we do this every day, and we are very involved in the news. Can you imagine being... I know Carrie tries to go on blackout sometimes, but can you imagine being... not even having access to the news if you wanted it? Like, you have no idea.
It would be delightful.
You
Well,
think
yeah, I mean-
so, but it would drive me crazy.
Well, it's like I said, it's because of what I do for a living that I'm paying attention to things. If I was not doing what I do for, this radio show and Geek Show podcast, I wouldn't pay attention to most of that stuff.
Yeah, I would
so-
let a lot of stuff slide.
I think I would just let it all go, you know?
But I had to write him a letter and tell him Chadwick Boseman died.
Oh, you didn't know about that?
You had
No.
to.
Well, no, that's what he wants to know. He's like, I need to know who died. Tell me who died.
Stop. He thinks he wants to know that. Keep it from him. Hide the
think?
ugly truth. How's he going to go on now that he knows that Chadwick Boseman is gone?
And Wilford Brimley. I told him about Wilford Brimley.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, that one was okay.
yeah.
Well, this has been
Hello, sailor boy!
on X96.
So if you have a son in the Navy and would like us to read his letters on the air, please send them to Radio From Hell at x96.com.
He works late a couple nights a week, and then I'm in charge of dinner.
That means Olive Garden.
Which is a laugh.
Which me in charge of dinner is never me making dinner.
It's Olive Garden.
You could learn. You're not stupid. You could learn. It's not. No, it's probably too late for you.
Listen, there are a limited number of recipes that you can do with meat and bread. And that's...
And my kids will tell you this story if you ever have them. What does your mom make you for dinner? And you know what they will tell you? Mac and milk.
Mac and milk?
Because a while ago I went to make mac and cheese for them.
We have people who work for the Division of Child and Family Services listening to this show. I'm not sure you want to tell this.
And because I don't eat mac and cheese, I don't think, really.
Mm-hmm.
So you boil the pasta, and then I measured out the milk.
This is for the boxed.
Yeah, to put the
crap
powder in.
that any moron can do.
Yeah.
That at 8 years old
Yeah.
I was doing.
And I poured the milk into the noodles, and I put it on the table, and the kids, all three of them, sitting there, and they said, "Did you put the cheese?"
Where's the cheese?
back in?"
It's just powder. It's cheese powder. Where is it?
I forgot to put it in the milk and mix it up.
So you are stupid. I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Yeah.
It's impossible for you to learn to cook.
Yes.
You could do it.
But my husband does such a good job. of it.
But that burden falls upon you to give succor to your family.
They can have
to nourish
pizza twice a week.
Gina, to nourish and strengthen their bodies.
That doesn't hurt them to have pizza twice a week.
So you're a disappointment. I'm surprised you snagged a husband.
I am too.
Well, everybody.
And he's such a good guy. He wouldn't divorce me now that he knows the truth.
Even though he was duped.
This is now a pity marriage.
All the way.
I'm married.
I got him to marry me quickly.
Now I'm married to you out of pity. I got to stick with you because you wouldn't survive.
Did you get the machine? X96. It must be January. Huh? Sorry, I was being an FM radio DJ. Because on this day.
Zacharias Manuel de la Roca, you get in here right now. It's your birthday.
How's his leg doing?
They canceled the rest of their tour.
What happened to his leg?
Said, he heard it on stage doing some crazy jumpy thing that he likes to do.
He was jumping around.
And they said, call us next year and maybe we'll be. It was a pretty serious injury that he had. So
I've been having trouble with a cap on my tooth before Christmas. I think all of my teeth are now capped. I think. Just as the years go by,
just get them all done.
Yeah, the old fillings break.
Yep.
And so you just go, well, let's cap it. And I was eating a piece of caramel or something.
Oh, caramel will do it
Christmas,
to you.
yeah, Christmas candy, and pulled the cap off of my tooth. Now, fortunately, it was not painful. Sometimes when it comes off, there's some nerves exposed and stuff.
Or if you've had a root canal there.
It hasn't had a root canal.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know for sure, but it didn't hurt. So I got a hold of Dr. Carroll, Brighton Family Dental, and they said, come on out. We'll take care of it and make you a temporary. Or, put a temporary on and make you a crown. So I said, okay, fine. I go out the next day, and they're really great about fitting you in, particularly if it's something that they consider. I wasn't considering it an emergency because it didn't hurt.
Yeah.
But it's enough
They don't
of
want to leave it be.
It's enough of a problem. They said, no, come on out, and we'll. So they put a temporary on there, and I went home, and I was eating a piece of cheese, and it came off again, like almost.
He's going to put you on a soft food diet, Bill, if you're not careful.
It was a piece of cheese. It was just cheese. But one thing I sort of learned from that, and I didn't realize, are you right-mouthed or left-mouthed?
Oh, yeah.
I never thought about it.
You always chew on one side?
I almost always chew on the left side of my mouth.
But you're right-handed.
Yeah. I don't know if there's any correlation
I'm just
there.
curious if there is.
I don't know.
Because I'm right and right.
But you normally chew on one side of your mouth, don't you?
Yes.
And so
I never thought about it.
I never did either until this, and so I made the conscious decision once the cap was put on again.
Is it hard to chew on the other side?
You just have to think about it for a second. No, I mean you can. It's just you got to think about it for a second. Oh wait, okay. It's sort of, it feels kind of awkward, but I mean
it's the unconscious versus the conscious decision.
So I went back yesterday to get the permanent cap put on. Well, it didn't work out quite that well because for some reason the permanent crown is what you would call it, was not manufactured correctly for some reason, and she couldn't get it to fit. She kept trying. It kept drilling, grinding away.
It's like Cinderella and the slipper.
Okay, sure.
All right.
So I have yet another temporary crown on my tooth, and have to go back in a few weeks. Hopefully, she said. Now, and by the way, the only person I think that's ever worked on me at Brighton Family Dental has been Dr. Carroll.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, when I first went out there over Christmas, he wasn't there. He was on vacation. So it was Dr. Smith, I think, a woman. And there was another woman dentist in the office they had, but this is a new person, or new to me anyway.
Yeah.
She's great.
I've had them all work on me eventually.
Dr. Smith, I think her name is, and she's from Arkansas. I asked her, I said, "You don't sound like you're from Arkansas. When you go home, do you talk like you're from Arkansas?" She said, yeah, kind of. But I said, "I don't hear it." And she said, "Thank you."
I've worked really hard to be a dentist and to lose the accent.
You get that feeling that sometimes people with accents like that, they don't want to have them. You know, when they go out and live in another part of the country, they don't want that. She said, "It comes back a little bit when I go home." But there's one other quick thing I want to say about Dr. Carroll's office. It is full of estrogen.
Yes. That's why I like going there.
It's Dr. Kelly Carroll, the man, and every single employee who works there other than him is a woman.
Now, last time I was there was another man there.
Well, not there anymore. You look at a picture on a website, is Dr. Carroll sitting there with his staff around him, and they're all women. I love it. I love that place. They're just terrific. Anyway, I think about it. What side of the mouth do you chew on?
All right. Let's do the promo and get out of here.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah, I'm ready. Tomorrow is Friday the 13th.
Ooh, spooky. Maybe we shouldn't come to work tomorrow. Something bad might happen.
You know we don't believe in crap like that.
Yeah, but just in case, I guess I'm a superstitious agnostic.
Well, you're just looking for another excuse not to come to work. Look, I just spilled some salt, and I am not going to toss it over my shoulder, okay?
Look at me. I'm walking under this ladder.
Join us, tempting fate, on tomorrow's Radio from Hell show here on X96.
Was that a black cat?
Yep.
Holy mackerel.
All business, Katie. Fine job as always. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Carrie, host or get off the pot.
Marcy is next.